1 2 1 2. 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. I'm the man Maze Jack. What you wanna do? Cause I can flip it, I can rip it, I can make it scream, and then I'd say that thing and make you say Hakeem. I don't know. Dang it. I can hear. Huh? Okay.
AM 1570 WBGX Harvey, Chicago. Say oops upside your head.
Said oops upside your head. I 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 said oops upside your head. Upside your head. I said oops upside your head. Did y'all disconnect my speaker? My speaker looks like it's disconnected. Did y'all disconnect my speaker? My speaker looks like it's disconnected. Huh? Well, let's see. We'll work it out. Wait, do you have the other headphones turned up? Test, test. So I don't hear these headphones either. And these are Ruthies. They're not on. Right. I marked them all. No. There's nothing for Ruthie and there's nothing for my speaker. Todd has headphones. There's no Ruthie headphones. And there's no speaker so that we can play the calls to the audience. Now, they all should be connected. And they were all marked. So I don't know why we put it here. There's only one. I see one set of headphones, there's two sets of headphones. So there's two not even plugged in. Yep. Huh? What? Turn it up some. That's fine. Whoa, 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 whoa. It's 6:09, man. You tripping, man. you you tripping. Like it's 10 after.
No.
Yes, no. It's 10 after.
I was somewhere, and Sonia was there, and Ruthie was there, and you were there too, man. And Zuki. I didn't watch TV today, but I made the mistake of picking up a book. That was worse.
You probably need to let your chair up.
You mean I'm short?
Yes.
Well, let's see, how does that work? Oh, there it is. Ah! Oh, well, I said what I said. Bam.
Welcome, host. You are now in the host room.
Three lines. Oh.
Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world! This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my co-host, Todd Stroger. Todd?
Maze.
I would ask you how you feeling, but I think you're probably feeling late. How you feeling this morning, man?
Oh,
everything all good, man?
Yes. We had a great Zoom with Janine's cousins and siblings. I think she was with them on there for about 2.5 hours.
You know what? So you had a birthday party. So you know what? You celebrated your birthday. You celebrated Janine's birthday. All right, I'm gonna give you a pass. Cause you know you came in like you.
I was leaning on the shield.
You not my shield. You ain't got a shield. We ain't got no shield that we share, right?
we share something.
We share. You know what? Since I ain't paid you yet, I ain't gonna really trip. I'll let you. You know, you know how somebody talk like, "Hey man, where you at?" You be like, "Hey man." Hey, you gave me a check yet? If I ain't got no check yet, you lucky I'm here. Hey, y'all, that is my co-host, Todd Stroger. I'm your host, Maze Jackson, y'all. Now, you know what? I'm still trying to get a camera situated, so once we get everything set up, I will fix it and you can take a peek at her. But it is Miss Sonia Escobar, musical conductor and sound engineer extraordinaire today, because she is wiring, fixing, putting everything together. You know what? She built us a radio station last night, Todd. So very shortly, you're going to be able to go on 24 hours a day and hear. You'll be able to go online, and if you're not watching us, you can go online and listen. Hey, Sonia Escobar, how you feeling this morning? You like, I'm feeling great. I got work to do. You know how people. Yeah, I can hear you good. We can hear you good. I would tell you. I'm gonna tell you. It's funny to me because Sonia gave us that. I'm working. I'm busy. I know we got a show to do, but why don't you do your job? Because I got to do mine. So I'm gonna go on back and we're gonna do this. Let's get the soul plane up to 60,000 feet. We are up. But we up and away, 60,000 feet. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. I want to let you know the live lines are open, 872-259-7474. 872-259-7474. Also, Todd, want to send a big shout out. I feel like there's going to be competition.
With what?
I feel like a rivalry is already brewing, Todd. Yesterday, we had, I said what I said was here, and they put on a great show. Perfect. They did a great show yesterday. Tucson Werner and Herb Howard came in. Man, I was feeling some kind of way. They were sitting all in the chairs and making themselves comfortable. I knew it was a reason I didn't want Herb filling in for me back in the old days. I'm going to tell you. Like Herb is a good dude.
Uh-huh.
But you know how it's like the good dude that you be like, hold on. You know how when we had some people came in, he was like, I'm not going to be late for work. Right?
Oh, right.
Right. Herb is that guy, right? So
Right.
Herb came in here. And yesterday, I want to tell you, and I don't appreciate Sonia having the Holy Ghost during their show either, because she was engineering, and you know how she be giving us the amen.
Right.
Woo! She was back there doing the same thing. Shout out to I Said What I Said. The What's in It for the Black People media is growing, so I want to give them a congratulations on their first show. On the What's Now, they've been doing their show. Yesterday, 2,500 views. To open out the gate, reached almost 10,000 people. Let me tell you, Todd, if you are looking to reach the black community in an authentic voice, if you want to put it, what they call it back in the old days, the old dope fiends used to call it mainlining.
No.
Yeah, we the main line to the black community. So if you are trying to get your message out, man, this is the trusted voice in the black community. I ain't gonna even front. Hey, it's What's in It for the Black People Radio live on WBGX 1570 AM. Phone lines are open, 872-259-7474. You can get us on on the TuneIn app. You can watch us live on Facebook or YouTube as well. And speaking of YouTube, let me get y'all, because I know the YouTube people, YouTube is a special place, man. They got their own kind of way they like to do things.
Uh-huh.
So I'm going to make sure that if you are a YouTuber, we can also make sure you can join in the conversation as well. So, hey y'all, let me do this. Let me get to some of these headlines. You know what, Todd? You got here so late, it's time to go to break. It's like I just was getting warmed up, and the next thing I know, it's time to go.
I'm going to be the whipping boy today.
Well, I tell you what, it's nothing but at least you're on the boat, man.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. You ain't we ain't got you lashed to the mast, right? Ooh. Like getting lashed to the mast, that might be a real issue. That's you all good, man. You still in the cockpit, so it's all good. Hey y'all, this is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson, Todd Stroger. We're gonna take a quick break, and then when we come back, we are going to get into some of these headlines plus the social media question of the day. This is the Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back. Hey, rise up, yeah. Don't you know you can shine? Do me a favor. Mm-hmm. When we just keep these closed so we don't lose our broadcast. When was that? I'll step up to the expensive cables. heart's running. Why I am sad. I can't wait to get it on. To love you, baby. No. Boom, 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 boom. Something's got me so excited, I bet. If I get over you. Girl. You are listening to Maze and Todd. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my co-host to our Stroger, Todd. I want to get into some of the headlines. Did you see the mayor's response to well, actually, we listened to it live yesterday. We listened to the mayor's response. The things that jumped out for me: more finger pointing. We're coming for you. You should have came for them already. And I think she on low key called out Kim Fox and Judge Tim Evans.
High key.
Oh, you don't think it was? Oh, so you saying it wasn't nothing?
Yeah, between her and the superintendent, they both were like, she letting them all the people go.
She let them nakers out. I'm gonna tell you, Ty. So I'm gonna say I have a couple concerns. Right. I think the first thing is I'm not sure. I thought the speech was good until the freestyle. When Kim responds. So first of all, I love when Kim responds and she gets the passionate. She gets
most people like that out of their person.
Kim knows how to connect, and she know how to make you kind of I don't want to say make you go back, but she can take you to. She's really good at bringing me back to when the people got killed. When look, I don't mean that in a bad way. Laquan McDonald, right, and taking those moments, they really. And I think it's like there's so much passion involved in those moments that people you can't front. You gotta kind of be like, man, we were in a different place in 2006.
Yes.
I guess the challenge that I have is that if we keep, I don't know if that, I feel like that part worked, and then I feel like when she was like, it's weird, we're in a weird time, that's when things started to go a little left. And then the press was like, huh?
Yeah, we are in a weird time.
I agree. I don't know. I just feel like, fortunately, so the weird time and then the doo-dee-doo, like when she was looking for the stats, I was kind of like, don't do that. I'm just telling you. The dark arts.
I didn't see I only saw the clips. Okay.
Well, the dark arts in me were like, phew, I was campaigning commercial up. But I do think that
the devil's in the details, though.
But you can't. The problem is in the you can't.
And that's I guess why she was talking about stats.
Right. Well, they were asking her about stats because remember the Tribune released that report that says she let more felons out. Right. And so they were trying to nail it.
The question is, what does that mean, though?
Well, I don't debate that. I bet
most of us don't even know what felonies are.
I think that
because I actually can't tell you what's a felony and what's a misdemeanor.
I know felony is bad, like extra bad, and I think
it can be. Sometimes it's like, oh, that's a felony.
I think you got to see how you did that though. If I think that my automatic connotation is the violent felons that are out there, that I think looters, bad people, blah blah blah, and I think that trying to do all that you did in a 30-second commercial is very hard.
Oh,
right.
No, yeah,
so when you say the violent felons are going, you be like, wait a minute, what exactly is a felon? Well, a felon is, you try to get that in 30 seconds. as compared to pictures of fire and blowing, you lose. So I'm not checking. I'm not suggesting that at all. I just say I think they gotta start thinking about 5-second sound bits. If they're like, I feel like if there was a if there was a multi-million-dollar candidate, this might be a real interesting race, right? Like if there was a Republican and all.
Yeah, I saw him coming right after.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Also, I feel like,
but I still can't remember his name. So
I feel like I think the mayor, and the chief police superintendent, I almost feel like they don't think we're very smart. So yesterday they said they got intelligence at 6:00 in the afternoon that there was going to be looting at midnight. They then said in the press conference that they deployed 400 officers to downtown.
right. Didn't they know they were meeting up at the 87th and the Rhine?
But so here's my thing.
I guess they hadn't committed a crime at that point.
I guess my question, but forget them meeting up at 87th and the damn Ryan. Here's my thought. Like, what's the purpose of having intelligence if you act dumb? Okay, so, and when I say that, I'm saying, Todd, if you knew that what happened last time, all the people was coming down and you knew the last time, why wouldn't you block the exits before they even got there? Why wouldn't you raise the bridges before they got there?
Well, that's what I'm saying about this 87th and the Rhine. If you know everybody's going to be there, wouldn't you try to kind of like corner them in that spot?
I think if you
brought enough people in riot gear,
you're not allowed to wear riot gear. Remember that's part of the whole thing. Well, now I think they brought it back.
You could. A lot of outstanding warrants usually are found in large groups.
Okay, Todd. Now, see, there you go, over policing our people again. There you go.
There ain't no such thing as over policing. If you have done something and eventually they're gonna get you, right?
Dog. You tripping, Todd. You cannot be over policing.
You saying that now? As soon as something happen around you, you'll be like, "Where the police at?"
See, Todd, you tripping, man. Black Lives Matter said we don't need police. We need care.
Black Lives Matter. Man, I'm not following them. Man. They've proven that they are a little crazy.
Okay, well, they checked the mayor. Did you see?
No.
They told the mayor.
But one of their spokesmen, unless someone I read that one of their spokesmen said something of the nature that this looting is reparations for what people have.
Oh yeah, I got that clip. We're gonna get that clip today. We're gonna say that for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta say that. But I thought they gave the mayor a piece of her own lesson. Did you see that? It was like the mayor obviously has not learned from her last lessons, so this will continue until she learns her lesson.
You know, this will not bode well for Black Lives Matter. They will be crushed if they go in that. They will be such outsiders that they will not be able to find a home anywhere.
Todd.
Come on, how many people want downtown to be shut down and broken up and all our stores, not all our stores, but I went to Walgreens on, 51st? And I was walking over there, and it was almost 6:00, and the lady said, "Oh, no, it's closed."
Okay, so here's what I think. So can I just, I have not come up with a fully formed thought on this, right? Like, I have not taken the time to really analyze what my true beliefs are about this situation. But here's what I do think.
Your police out, if you were 20, you'd go to jail.
Here's what
now that you're 40, not 50 now?
Here's what I think.
You're like, I can't go there.
I was thinking about this, Todd. I was thinking about when I was in college, and all the way up to every time we've seen civil unrest, it's always some white people with their smart mouth talking about why do they always go and tear up their own neighborhoods? That's so stupid. Right? Well,
I say that.
Well, I'm just saying.
They run down the street and break up all the
Well, they didn't. They tore up somebody else's neighborhood. So, I guess I'm a trip.
Fear factor. This fear factor is still there. So all those businesses are still afraid, and some of them have closed their doors. Like,
Okay, so all I'm saying is, and I did see on what did I see it on? I saw a Facebook. See, I don't want to be called. I saw a Facebook live of a young man saying, "Look, y'all, we ain't going to the south. We ain't touching the south, west, or east sides of Chicago. We going downtown and north." Now, that somewhere in there, it sent cockles through my heart right? Because I was just thinking of all. No, Todd, it really is the point. Like, you know, like when the stuff is going on and you be at work or you be around the people who ain't participating and it's the white people and they, you know, they do it in you know, they do it like innocently, but like, you know, I mean, your neighborhoods are just already so deprived. You know, they really never built up the West Side again. Mace, can you help me understand? Why do your friends? I mean, I understand your civil unrest, and I mean, I know racism exists, but why would you tear up your own neighborhoods? And you know, I always scratch my head. Then I say, well, really, because you know the white folks be like, well, I mean, then I have to break it down. I was like, really, they didn't tear up our neighborhoods. They didn't really tear up our stores because really we don't own any of the stores. Really, they tore up the Arab clothing store that charged them 200% markup on their clothes. They probably took the nail shop that charges them and disrespects them. So then everybody's like, you took the air out of my bubble. But right now, I think white people all over Chicago are like regretting their smart mouth comments because they're coming north. Now the question is, what will be the defense? Look, Todd, we're going to talk about all this and more. Actually, let's do this. I want you all to pick up your phone lines. Go to the phones, 872-259-7474. 872-259-7474. When we come back, the social media question of the day. Who is in charge of the city right now? Hey, man, you listen to the Black Lives Matter people. They straight punked them, man. They was like, you obviously haven't learned. You know how she be like, make no mistake. Right? They was like, you obviously have not learned.
They must be playing the long game because you know what the mayor did last night?
What?
She went home and went to bed.
And guess what? I got a feeling in 2 years she gonna be doing that pretty regularly. Hey y'all, this is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my co-host, Todd Stroger. We'll be back after traffic. Well, maybe not traffic. Okay, Google, let's do this. Let's.
Sorry.
No, how about this one? Let's make. Okay, Google, what's the traffic? We'll make everybody's go. In the meantime, we'll be back.
Sorry, I didn't understand.
Call in and say it with your chest. 872-259-7474. That's 872-259-7474. Give us a call.
Todd, do me a favor with your headphones.
Oh, yeah.
Like, just close. Just if you can close. Yeah. Hey y'all. All right, what's up, y'all? It's we rocking. Check this out. First of all, I see you, caller. We're gonna take your call. Second of all, what's in it for the black people? Media is blowing up, y'all. Blowing up. It's funny because yesterday I was forced to listen to Herb and Two's whole show. And listening to their whole show, I was really engaged yesterday. I was in here cracking up, trying not to be in their show. How y'all feeling this morning? What up, Brian Thomas? What up, Tiger? Rawr! Tiger Lily. What up, KB Lenoir? What up, Denise Russell? What up, Devin? Dang, I lost my caller already? Caller, now you can't be hanging up. I gotta pay for them calls. You better hang on. Take a moment, share the broadcast. All right, y'all. Coming soon, we will have 24-hour live broadcast online. We got it all set up last night. What's up, Emmy Johnson and Ian Clegg? What up, Felicia Simmons Stovall? What up, Tiger Lil? We need to get the Black Lives Matter people on the Maze Jackson Morning Show. Right? Let's get them in. Let's hear what they got to say. What up, Ronald Rualak? What up, Katie Lindsay? What up, Alvin E. Norton? What up, Artie Richardson? Oh, you know what? I'm giving y'all all these shouts out. Y'all ain't sending brother no stars. I'm getting spoiled. We need those stars, though, y'all. We need those stars. Help self-fund. Great yesterday, you all supporting the shows. Help me pay the salaries of these people who come to give you quality content. I think I'm going to start docking Todd every time he nods off, though. So somebody keep a count. We're going to have the Todd nod count, right? We're going to have the Todd nod count. No, there is not a What's in it for the Black People meeting tonight. If you all remember, we sent out an email suggesting that we would not be back reconvening until till September. All right? So, just wanted to let you know there will not be. Trying to get everything organized, guys, so we can come back strong. Remember, we have now built out a media studio, so when you all come back, you're going to see something way, way, way different. Also, looking for black content. Black content. We are looking for people who want to be talent. You want to be developed? You want to work? What's up? You ready? What? What up, Kimmy Cool? 50 stars, thank you. Just think, if everybody sent $1 today, we could almost pay for our video screen. I gotta get $2,000 to pay for the video wall. You are listening to What's in It for the Black People Radio. That's right, it's your man Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, straight R&B. Straight R&B. Y'all remember that from NWA? Straight R&B. Straight R&B. That's alright, reset your password. Hey y'all, this is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my co-host to Stroger, Todd. You know, I want to let you all know, stay tuned. We got more shows coming up. You know, I haven't heard from my man Mike Brown. I think he was supposed to start today, but things have been a little crazy, so maybe he'll start next week. Also, don't forget, we got State Senator Ricky R. Hendon with the Ricky Hendon Show coming in September. Y'all, look, we are building a platform, a network, so you can go where you can get the truth. Shout out to Carlotta Strong. Shout out to Antonio Dickey. Everybody sending us stars live. Look, let me tell y'all what. These stars really mean a lot to us because it allows us to fund and finance. Some of you all have been trying to support. Some of you all have been trying to support us on air because you know we are doing this as a labor of love. One of the best ways to do it is to go to Facebook. Click on the stars. Each star counts for a penny. If everybody gives just a little, we can all do a lot. So I want to thank you all, and we will continue to acknowledge those great star givers. All right, y'all. Also, very soon we'll have a subscription base. So if you want to subscribe to Todd's Nods, that's what we're going to call his segment. Todd's Nods. How long will Todd nod before somebody says, wake up? We're going to have all types of great opportunities to get. We got so many great opportunities for you all to support us. I'm looking forward to growing the platform. Don't forget, we got a midday show coming. September 1st. Middays as well as afternoons will be full. And then, let me tell y'all, second week of September, we shutting the whole world down, Todd. The lineup here will be so ridiculous that you will not leave. You will come here. You will start with us at 6 a.m. You probably get here at 5:55 because you're going to be so fired up. Then 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. Look, I'm going to just tell you. If you are interested in creating black content, and even if you don't want to just do a show, like if you got something else, we'll help you do a podcast. We are trying to create a space for black creativity and content for those of you all that are looking for the truth, unfiltered, uncensored, and we taking all types of things. Also, you know what I want to do?
What?
I want to start debuting movies. So you know, like we got our guy Mark Harris. You know, we got a lot of filmmakers in Chicago that don't have an outlet. You know, we can also feature your film or your short story at a paid event via Facebook, and we can take our audience. Look, Todd, did you see yesterday Tucson and her put up about 2,500 views, reached almost 10,000 people yesterday. We are now, Todd, at this point, no lie, we can track it. We are reaching a minimum of 35,000 people a week.
Oh, man.
35,000 people a week. Todd, that means a lot. You know why that means a lot? It means that if you are trying to get your... That's why the census needs to call us up. Oh, I heard they did call us.
What?
Right. You need to tell Janine, Todd. She got to be like, look, y'all, you keep...
I don't think Janine's a part of the money part.
Oh, okay. Well, look, I bet you we'll reach more people than the cowboy.
I think...
You think?
Yeah.
You think? I'm just telling you. You know, some of you all who have small businesses, there is not a better time to get involved with us. Now, look, if you only want to buy, and can I tell y'all one more thing before I move on? Y'all do not be cursing my sister out. Do not be cursing my salespeople out because they're trying to help you through the process. Don't do that. It's like we all trying to get along. All right, y'all.
Respect.
Respect yourself. Do, 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 do. Respect yourself. Da, da, da.
That's Chicago.
Okay. Is it? All right. Did you see CPS, speaking of Chicago, did you see CPS budget 8.4 billion?
Is that all?
I hope that
more.
I hope that every kid gets a
Laptop?
or a iPad. You know, the new iPads are better than
Oh,
computers.
right. iPad. That's
Yep.
the way the word goes, right.
Right, iPad. Shout out to look, man, I appreciate y'all. Shout out to the census too. They are recognizing. All right, here's Todd. I want to ask a social media question of the day. Who is in charge of the city of Chicago right now?
Me.
That's what everybody seems to think. So here's the people I got. I have the mayor of the city of Chicago, Black Lives Matter, the police, CTU, or the streets.
CTU.
Shoot, CTU ain't no punk.
No, they're not.
CTU done shut down the school. Look, the mayor
Oh,
came
that
up.
reminds me of Wendy
Waddy.
Waller. Well, Waddy, right. I'm sorry.
Oh, curse out Maze, Wendy Waddy.
Yeah, she says since school hasn't started, she doesn't get up early enough to call you and yell at you. Right now, wait a while.
Tell her she can watch the replay and yell at that.
Okay.
Hey, but I was wondering, and then the streets. Who, Todd, is in charge of the city right now? I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't necessarily. So I was talking to some very high, wealthy, very extremely high, rich white people the other
Man,
day.
they must really be rich because you use like high.
No, I mean like high, wealthy, stupid, super rich.
Yeah.
They was like hell in a handbasket. They were like, I weep for our city.
It's in trouble. Yeah, this is crazy stuff.
So most of the white people have come to the conclusion. Like, I think if you go north and if you go far south, I think the sentiment is the same. Right? They want some law and order. They want some law and they want some order, and they are clear.
I don't think you have to go very far to find people who be like, we need law and order.
Okay, so
I look at my Facebook group, and it's a lot of people in like Auburn Gresham and Roseland, and they want law and order too.
Okay, I'm just telling you.
Okay, my group might be like all 35 and older though.
Your group is probably like 45 and older. Don't front yourself, cause but okay. So that most of the group that I know has conceded that they do not believe that the mayor is in charge of the city anymore. They like, I mean, tough talk, wave your finger. White folks be like, that ain't my auntie. And can I just suggest one more thing that we
know
need?
what I think it is?
What?
Is the lack of the police clashing with the protesters is probably why people think things are out of order. To be honest with you, I think if there was we beating some people down, put them in the paddy wagons, people would be like, oh, okay. Things are all right now.
You want some heads? I want some. Morris Day was like, I want some tails wiggling. I want some perfection. You want to see some? I was talking to a police officer, and he was telling me that the last time he was like, the last taste of Chicago, he felt like the city was getting here. And Mayor Daley said he told 100 people put on the black gloves, the black suits, and go down and take it over. And he said, let it. He was like, not the whites of their eyes, but it was basically like, we ain't letting Buckingham Palace go. They was like, there was a giant street organization meetup, and they was having a photo shoot in the midst of the Taste of Chicago, and the mayor Daley was like, oh no, y'all, what y'all thought y'all was finna take?
Nobody would come if they found that out. I didn't even know that happened.
So he was like, but that was the last time. He said you can't take police action like that. Now I'm not condoning any of that. I do think that people now feel a bit unsafe. So I don't think the mayor is in control. I would say that for white folks, they don't think the mayor is in control. I think black people are split. They don't think she's in control, but they also like, you ain't say nothing. You got the people who remember, not remember, but just like, look, I'm not gonna run into a lot of this other element because I'm busy going to work and to my house. So I ain't worried about the police brutality. I ain't worried. I just want to cut my grass, drink my tea on the weekend, and mind my business.
Yeah, but those are the people who weren't going to vote anyway.
No. Those are the people who are voting. The people got property.
The people who aren't going to vote. The people who you just talked about who vote, they like, I want to do all that, and I don't want somebody to jump me at 71st. And
that's my point. That's the same people. Those now. Then you got the people, in my estimation, who are like, just get rid of the police. So the police are all bad, and no matter what happens, I don't care. We always take another side. I think the mayor is no longer in control of the narrative of the city of Chicago, and I don't think she has control. Then I'm going to say Black Lives Matter. I am going to say that right now, I first of all, when old girl was like, the mayor hasn't learned and this is going to keep happening, I was like, well, damn.
With that, do you think that this organized chaos is being organized by Black Lives Matter?
I think that there is everybody is coming together at once, and I think everybody's leveraging everything, right? So if I'm Black Lives Matter, the Black Lives Matter movement, the white people that's involved in Black Lives Matter ain't got nothing to do with what was going on 53rd and Aberdeen. Right?
No.
We had our community, and quite frankly, shout out to all the brothers that got over there and started working on that issue. I think Black Lives Matter sees that.
We don't even know what the issue was.
Hold on.
Right?
Well, according to the media and the newspapers and the Facebook posts, the issue was about the police, the shooting, and the brothers tried to calm it down. Let me get back to this stuff. So, the Black Lives Matter people, I don't believe any of the Black Lives Matter people were involved with what happened on Aberdeen
Right.
But when what happened and the chaos, the organized chaos that came, they attached their name to it. They attached it like this is a response to police, blah, 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 which I'm not saying it isn't. But I am also suggesting that the Black Lives Matter didn't coordinate what happened downtown this weekend.
Right.
That was, in my estimation, the reclamation. That was not doing it in your own neighborhood. We going somewhere else. So that's what I see. So I say Black Lives Matter is in the debate. Like they in the debate for who's running the city.
I think I told you my brother-in-law is a police officer in New Orleans, and somebody asked him, what's going on there? And he said, well, we had some people from the outside, that would be white people, right? Come and they tried to get people organized to go and destroy things, and people just weren't interested, so they left.
Well, I think we got a different set of kind of unrest here.
We do.
And that unrest that we have here is a tinderbox. And I think what has happened, and I talked to quite a few people, high-ranking and low-ranking police officers, and they said that the imaginary seal has been broken in Chicago, right? There was a time when you'd be like, man, don't break that window. You can't break a window downtown.
Oh, yeah.
The onslaught would come. And you just knew. And now it's like, oh, you can break a window. Like, I'm going to tell you, I could honestly see this being the response every time there's a police shooting.
Well, I see two things happening here. The end of civilization as we know it. So our show will be short-lived, Maze. At least me and you, because I'm leaving.
Okay.
Canada.
Okay.
Maybe the federal response would be so horrendous that no one will like it.
Okay. So here's what first of all, they said that this response, this one was worse than the first
response?
one. Not response, but this what happened downtown this time was worse than what happened the first time.
First time, really?
Mm-hmm. They said it was worse. All right, let's go to the live lines. I'm going to go to the phones because I think this is one of my favorite callers, but he's going to fight with us. Let's go to the live line. Brother Frank, you're on the Maze Jackson Show.
Oh, good morning, my brother. Good morning, Brother Todd, and good morning, Sister Sonia. Man, I was trying to hold back from not being called in too much, you know what I'm saying?
No, you welcome all
but
the time. Call it.
My brother, your social media question just be so enticing. I got to get on this. Okay, who's in charge of Chicago? I believe I'm on the same side as you, Maze. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna tell you something. I voted for Lady Lightfoot, but I'm not gonna let her off the hook. I'm not going to let her put a Donald Trump on us and point a finger at everyone and not take no responsibility herself. I do not appreciate the way she attacked Kim Foxx as if Tim Fox had the power to bring forth legislation and programs that would serve as a financial incentive not to commit these crimes. The Lord Lightfoot, the city council, and the governor, they have that power. They can easily do a guaranteed income like Dr. Keenan told us ever since the 60s. We need this to come back, violence and poverty, okay? But she can't think outside the box and don't want to take our phone calls. Now, here's the deal right here. You know what I'm saying? This could easily be stopped. I just stated how they can stop it, and they ain't living out shopping. We're going to put together a program. But, Mayor Jackson, can I please ask you for a small favor?
Yes.
Mayor Jackson,
yes.
I love the layout that we got coming and the features got coming on this. I've been saying WBON needs competition. Would you please consider asking Dr. Ava Muhammad to bring her show, Elevated Places, on WBGX? Okay, and give her 1 to 2 hours, because I don't appreciate the way her show got canceled right in the middle of the attack on Minister Louis Farrakhan. That was too big of a coincidence to me. I saw it as a booty-kissing move. Okay, so would you please consider, and I do, it was bowing down to the freaking, I'm kind of tied up. You know what I'm talking about, the community, not Islamic community, but the Jewish community. See, we on y'all side, we on y'all side. We're going to cancel the show of 2 of his disciples, Elevated Places. Please consider asking her to come on WBGX, you know what I'm saying? And y'all doing great, man. And I will be a regular donor, and you know what I'm saying? And part of the live stream, I think I'll watch it on YouTube, okay? And I'm going to be a part of it, Maze. I'm going to be a part of it. But no, Lori Lightfoot is in charge of the city, whether she like it or not. Okay, you can't have your cake and eat it too. Take credit when things going good, but finger point when things going bad. We're not gonna let you do a Donald Trump on us. You know what I'm saying?
See, I told you she was drunk. Thanks, Frank. I told you. Thanks, brother. And I mean, I appreciate you. I appreciate you, my man.
Somebody in the family group mentioned that last night too.
I'm telling you, she acts like Donald Trump. She's blustery, she tweets, she goes ham, and then she got to backtrack because she be talking about the side of her neck. Let's go to the live line.
I've never thought of this before, but I even may have to move to Texas.
You know what? I was at my son. Can I tell you what? My son, as I was dropping him off yesterday, asked, "Could we move to Texas?" And I said, he swear to God, he said, "Could we move to Texas?" I said, "If Kerry wasn't an elected official, we'd probably be in Houston right now." All right, let me go to the live line. Uh-oh, Todd. Byron's back. Oh. Byron, you on the Maze Jackson show. What's up, dog?
Good morning, Todd.
Good morning.
Good job,
Good
Byron.
morning, Maze.
Good morning,
Sonia.
Good morning.
Hey, Maze, you know what? Your intuition is similar to Donald Trump's.
Uh-oh.
Because you've been telling these people that what's going on is going to help Donald Trump. And I think these white folks are going to get the fear in their eyes, and they're going to be going Donald Trump. But I think in the city of Chicago, I think the teacher union runs everything because they got the ability to shut everything down. The police officers can't, the firemen can't, but the teachers, they can shut the whole system down and make people beg them to get them wherever they want.
Oh, you know what, Byron? See, first of all, could you do me a favor, man? Could you say hi to Todd from now on? If you just say hi to Todd, then he ain't got to make me hang up. Because you got such good points, right? And I love to hear your comments, so thank you, Byron. Hey, man, I think I'm telling y'all this, though. I think that's a good point.
That is a good point.
I do think that CTU, hey, man, Stacey Davis Gates, I mean, dog, they can pull up 30,000 people at a drop of a dime, like 30,000.
Yeah.
Like, and be on your butt and be like, hey man.
Todd gets an alert. Hey, the teachers are marching. You may want to come out.
Oh my goodness. All right, let me. Who runs the city of Chicago? Yeah. What about the police? I think the police have gone to retreat. They done put up the white flag.
Well, you know, the mayor is the police, so.
Oh no. She can't be the police when she say prosecute. Look. In the midst of people getting their heads beat down under assault, the mayor says, call in and complain. All right, let me go to, is this my man Joe? Is this Joe Williams? Joe been getting famous, man. I've been seeing Joe everywhere. I seen him on Chicago tonight. He got a feature in the Sun Times. Joseph Williams out there fighting on the front line for the young people with the Fathers Organization. What's up, Joe?
What's going on, man? Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Talk to me. What's going on?
Man, nothing, man. Just wanted to call in. But one I want to say, man, I love this show, man. I watch it. I try to watch it every day. It's an amazing show. But, man, definitely just wanted to weigh in pertaining to, like, the incident, really, and just really let people know, when communities are going through things, we just got to have a better community relationship when it's coming to these police. A lot of police that came over to Inglewood for that incident was from the Bridgeport area. A lot of them was Ninth District. They had assault rifles and bully clubs and all this crazy mess. And coming into a community for destruction, just coming over there ready to whoop on people. So, but I did see what happened with the riot. And, one thing I recommend for the mayor, I know she always got this tip line she calling in on. I think they need to create a fact check line where they actually put the facts out ahead of time and get in front of the situation, because what they did was waited and they let the narrative get told by everyone else. And that's how a lot of the misinformation got out. And they really should have got in front of that. But for the most part, man, I'm pretty much in agreement with everything you guys are talking about. I think the riot and looting is a lot of people who are hurt, and they're just finding their ways to just kind of express themselves, but doing it in the wrong way. I don't agree with the riot and looting because it's messing up communities, but also a lot of our community members work at these businesses, and this is how they support their families. So I don't necessarily agree with it, but I do see what's happening. It's just an unfortunate situation, but I don't like the fact that the mayor connected Inglewood to it. I think she can keep us out of that, and don't tie it together like that, because whoever is planning this stuff, I feel is well organized. They planning it. They know where they want to go and what they want to do. So they're hitting everywhere they want to go to. But I don't like the fact that she tried to tie it directly to Inglewood, and I don't like the fact that they're only looking at debriefs and the conclusions of things and half-ass doing these press conferences, when in fact they can really be boots on the ground or get more intel or just bring their butt straight to the hood when stuff is going on and kind of help out. So that's all I got this morning.
Hey, Joe, I appreciate that, man. Thank you for calling in, and you make sure you keep calling in.
Hey, you know what he said made me think. Do you think that some of the looters who are more like hanger-ons are like people who self-medicate?
I think that there's a lot, Todd. I mean, I don't want to limit it, but this is what I think. I feel like I think that there are people that have watched this and recognize that there's an opportunity. And I think they know when to call it and when to go. And I think the police, quite frankly, are how do you say it? I think the police are when the police hear that one of their officers got fired on, they come in like the gangbusters.
Right.
They just know they come in loaded, locked, they ready to kill anything moving because they at war mode. So when it comes across the radio, I'm not making excuses for anybody. I guess I think, Todd, the mayor is not really in control of the city. I think there's a lot of bluster. I think there's a lot of finger pointing and posturing, but when it comes down to, I don't think they have the relationships, Todd. That's fundamentally what I believe. They don't. I think all the stuff that they look at and saw and thought was super easy is not. I think that for all of the Eddie Johnsons of the world that people just took for granted, I think he knew who to call. I think he knew who to talk to. I think he knew where to go. I think just like when you said, if you said 87th and the Darren, here's my thought. If they knew at 6 o'clock that their intelligence, as they reported, told them that it was going to happen, and they deployed 400 people before it happened, how did downtown get taken apart? They didn't have strategic street closures. They didn't have police ready and prepared. They knew what was happening. Remember, he kept saying our learnings from the last riot. What did you learn? Because it got worse.
Right.
It got worse. And so when I think about this, and it's like, here's the deal. You're going to find a lot of people trying to offer up the mayor and excuses and everything else. And I'm going to say, you ran to be the mayor of the city of Chicago, Illinois. With all of its warts, pimples, when it's penguin time, everybody wants to hit the camera. Mm-hmm. When it's time to take responsibility for what's going on and being in charge, then it's Kim Fox, it's Judge Evans, it's everybody else. Look, y'all. I thought it was shameful for her. Yeah, we're gonna go to break. We're gonna go. Shameful for her to try and throw Kim under the box, under the bus. Hey, y'all, this is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Todd Stroger will be back.
AM 1570. It's Harvey.
Susan Lee is the czar.
Yep. She's actually running the whole.
7474. That's 872-259-7474. Give us a call and say it with your chest. 872-259-7474.
I got you live. All right, y'all. Get ready. So the person coordinating all of this is Susan Lee, though. That's the one who coordinated the gangs taking over the neighborhoods.
That seemed like a good idea.
Right. Get ready.
Ronald McDonald House damaged and looting. That's sad.
That's the way they're doing a thing. Ooh, la 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 la. Sweet thing. Ooh la la la. Ooh la la la. Yo, 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 we need y'all. Support us. Send them stars. Help us get that video wall. Every bit helps. 100 stars is $1. Let me see that 5,000 come across. Help us get that video wall so I don't got to be tearing down the wall every day. Oh, la, 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 la 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 la. What up, Sean Owens? What up, Walter Raymond? Oh, wait. It's funny how money changes situations. Which communication leads to complications. Situation. Station. Look around like she dumb. My son. That's already been done. Getting stunned. Non-violent. Since creation. Shout out to my man Oriel James with the 1,400 stars. Shout out to Felicia Stovall. What up to my beautiful, lovely wife, Karen Steele, 713. What up? What up, Stephen Hodo? What up, Chess, etc.? Shout out to my friend Craig Nash, boy. What up, Sharon Holman Mayfield? Kenny Cool. Riley Taylor. What up, Keith Marcus 6? What up, Antonio Dickey? On their knees and repent. Don't you hate on my words? It's no coincidence. Brandy dies. Tell my dude Dominique I said, what up? What up, Silent Assassin Monroe? What up, Malika Yuba? Artie Richardson? What up, Carol Muhammad? What up, Crystal Rose? What Tia Muhammad? Dilly, it's Christian Pollard. Let's do it, y'all. Appreciate y'all on the love. Send us those stars. What up, Erica? What a fun done. Hocus ain't no hocus pocus. Woo, Dre, what up, dog? What up, Linda? Don't let no one. What up, Artie? I see you, dog. Hey, rise up. Not you. Don't you know? You are listening to What's in It for the Black People Radio. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my co-host, Todd, Stroger, Todd, and we got Miss Sonia Escobar on the wheels of steel. I'm telling y'all something, though. I'm missing Miss Ruthie Mo. I was thinking, Miss Ruthie Mo, when is she going to get here so she could jump on Todd?
Gee, is that her only role?
No, you know what? Ruthie Moore keeps us straight. You know what? I really miss Ruthie in these conversations because I feel like, she always tell us, Todd, y'all got to stop acting so old. This isn't, I
love when those young people jump up and they shout and they jump through. Then they get in their car and they drive their house and they lock their door. You just don't know you're old yet.
Ruthie don't lock the door, man. Remember, Ruthie told us. She said she talked to everybody on the block, and I have no doubt. Now, look, y'all. I want to say a big shout out to everybody who is supporting us right now, Todd, I know I keep hitting this up, but this is a labor of love, and so we are asking you. We need if your companies, if your clients they want to talk. You shop somewhere, ask them why they're not advertising on the What's in It for the Black People Network, right? If you got friends, Todd be calling all his friends every day. I got somebody calling me saying I want to support Todd Stroger, and they buy ads. Psych. No, I'm joking. But you know what, Todd? If I was you, I would call all of my former county employees, all them people who kids you sent to college, and you know what I would tell them?
What?
I'd say every one of them need to send you like 10,000 stars. They be like, they can make it up, man. We can fill that bucket up. What's up to my man? Sweets tuning in right now. You know what? We got people from Bridgeport. We got everybody tuning in. We got the north side, south side. Hey man, somebody else was telling me that brother Salim Muwakil needs to come on join the What's in It for the Black People family. I know, man. I'm putting it out there. It's like we want the best of the best of the best of the best. And I'm gonna tell you, that philosophy of the philosopher, the philosophy of the philosopher, he ain't returning my calls. Right? You know when you hit the when they be like, don't pick up the phone.
Right.
Because then you're gonna have to answer the question. Right?
Right.
We need you, Salim, so we looking forward to getting you to come on. Look. Let me go to the live lines because I do want to finish this question. So did we decide who's in charge of the city? I'm gonna tell y'all I'm gonna take this call and then I'm gonna tell you who's really in charge of the city of Chicago, because I think it's a name that we've heard before. I just don't think that anybody's talking about it. So I'm going to in a second. But first I'm gonna talk to Rodney, and Rodney is gonna tell me who is in charge in the city of Chicago. What's up, Rodney? What's up, man?
Good morning.
Hey, I don't. You know what? Something just came to mind when you were just talking, Maze, and when you asked about when you mentioned about they knew about all of this ahead of time, and look what their response or reaction was, and it made me go back and think, and it took me back to Quan McDonald when I looked at the press conference yesterday, and it keeps coming back there. We keep giving our elected officials, and in particular our police, too much. We give them the benefit of the doubt too much. Okay, because when you go back and look at what happened with Laquan McDonald, everybody lied about it. That was our George Floyd then. Had that video come out then, imagine what would have happened. That was our George Floyd, but they lied about it and they hid it for so long, even to the point to when they had the trial. If you notice, when they had the trial and the verdict came out, it was cold outside. It was cold outside.
You're right.
Okay, and then when you look at what you just said, remember just a couple of weeks ago, they had intel, credible intel, from a community activist about the shooting at the funeral. So it goes back to, and like what the brother Joe Williams said, I read the article yesterday. They keep acting like we're not involved, and we are. We are involved. When they're doing the press conference and they're talking about the lives of the police officer, and listen to me. I got 2 cousins that's police officers. I got another cousin that's a state trooper. They all brothers. And I got other friends that's in law enforcement. But at the end of the day, the same thing that they endure, the regular citizens of Chicago endure. And this is what we complain about. We endure it, and we don't have bulletproof vests. And we don't have guns. So, let's stop this about the public service first responder and this. You took a sworn duty to do this job. Okay? But when the citizens out here walking amongst this and living amongst this every day, you know what I'm saying? And then when we complain about it, nobody listens. Nobody listens, because if you listen, then we wouldn't have any of this. If you listen, then you wouldn't have had the 14 people get shot. If you listen, then downtown wouldn't be torn apart.
Ooh. You know what? I got it. So let me say this, Rodney. I gotta give you something on that, right? I think we gotta pass. I do think that Chicago gotta pass. On the Laquan McDonald thing, and I almost feel as though we need to be. I don't know, man. I just feel like, Todd, right now we just keep on. It's like we accept the BS response to it. We've had in Chicago, so from Rakia Boyd to Laquan McDonald to you just name all the killings from police. The response has always been some sort of fluffy. Remember when we looked at and we talked, remember when Madigan and those guys were looking at the response to George Floyd, and they talked about how they were going to, like, everybody was all upset and they were going to compile all the bills into one space, give them to LG, and then make like a bill that really accomplished nothing. Remember that? Remember they were like, we got this Black Lives Matter movement, we got a flurry of bills, and Mike McLean says to the rest of the people, to the speaker, hey man, or to whoever he was communicating with, look man, we gotta do something to calm all these people down, but we really don't want to offend our people on the law enforcement side. And so what happened was, Todd, and I'm going to say, I'm evolving on my thought about this looting and this rioting or uprising or whatever it is. And the reason I'm saying I'm evolving on it, because that caller really put something into perspective. I'm gonna tell you, when Laquan McDonald happened, Todd, and now I'm starting to feel bad. Myself, Mark Carter, Tucson, TJ Crawford, all of us got together and said we wanted to be a part of Black Friday because we were concerned that if our children tore up downtown, they would get killed, shot, torn up, etc.
Eventually, it's going to be a conflict. I have to say.
And here's the thing. And so, did we just prolong what was inevitable? Like, so right now,
I thought it would have been an 87th in the Ryan, to be honest with you.
I'm going to ask you this. What substantially has changed in Illinois with all of the black murders that we've seen? Really nothing. Like, really nothing. And I don't know if you are going to be able to continue. I don't know if you'll be able to continue telling young people to, like, it's almost like telling somebody to vote. Like, real talk. What you gonna tell a young person after everybody has gotten, they keep seeing people getting killed, they see them walk away, they see, like, your way hasn't worked. I don't know, Todd. I don't know. Because I think back to when I was, like, out in the streets with Rodney King, and we were out in the streets for OJ and all of that good stuff.
OJ.
And I think
what part of what that is, it shows the large gap between how black people look at law and order and how white people look at law and order.
I almost feel like we're like French Revolutionists, right? Where the wealthy are so wealthy and so disconnected, they're having parties. Like, I'm telling you, if you go to Randolph, if you go to Rush Street, you would think, man, it's summertime in the city.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like what you're seeing is the French Revolution, where they like, man, what's that? Why do we need to stay contained in this poverty? Go get it. And I fundamentally think, as I just that caller just struck something in me, and I've been seeing people say the elected officials are a part of this, they're responsible, and I know our answer is automatically to talk about, you know, like we're hard on elected officials, but I do think right now How many elected officials leading up to this took substantive action to address the issue with the police? Like substantive. And I'm going to say we saw in writing how the speaker and Mike McLean used us to diffuse what could have been substantive change. We saw it. And I guess my question is, who are we to tell them to stop? Like, I know good, bad, right, wrong, all that good stuff. But we told them to stop in March all these times. It's an interesting conversation. I don't think the mayor's in control of the city anymore. When we come back, I want to talk about Black Lives Matter. Todd, Black Lives Matter, in my estimation, has morphed into something that is not what it sounds like. I noticed that for a long time, Black Lives Matter was being led by, like, low-key white people, was like feeling, even when you look at the picture in the paper of Black Lives Matter, 200 people organized outside. Most of them are white.
Mm-hmm.
But what I noticed is now when it's time to go in front of the camera, they found a young black girl to be in front of the cameras. Now the challenge is, as they escalate, right, they need to change the face. They can't keep saying Black Lives Matter while white folks do the damage. So now they got to give you a face, because I think people were catching on, like, this Black Lives Matter movement ain't really black people.
Oh, I think a whole bunch of people have picked up on that now.
Well, what happened now is, what you're seeing now is the fact that they are now putting the black girl in front, and the black girl is saying the extra crazy stuff, right? Like, she checked the mayor yesterday like it's gonna be more. So now when I'm looking to find out who I'm gonna arrest, who's kicking this stuff off, it ain't gonna be the people with the black umbrellas with the pigs. It's gonna be the black girl who gave the press her name and had a fake mask on, and when it's time to go take somebody away, guess who's going? Look, y'all, when we come back, we're gonna take your calls. This is the Maze Jackson Show. Hey, y'all, I see y'all popping them stars off. Give me a minute, and I'm gonna give y'all a rundown. Talk to the people, Todd.
Hey, peeps. What time is it? All right. It's the blues. I got blues because I can't go nowhere because people tearing stuff up and it's people jumping people. Man, what kind of city is this? Is everybody mad? Yeah, everybody's mad. People who are jumping people are mad. People who can't go out of their homes because they don't want to get jumped are mad. The business owners are mad. The looters, I don't know if they're mad or not. They got a job. They got jobs. Their job is to loot and be ready at any moment. I think my headphones are high today. Nothing else, we sure live in some interesting times. There is, it appears there's such a disconnect from the 60s to now. I think that's part of the problem. Somehow, how we got here with not enough power and capital, and a lot of the young people have no respect for the past, or probably don't even really know the past. It's hard to get anything done if you're not connected. I think black people are so disconnected. Well. Yeah. How many mothers can say they knew where their teenage/adult child was last night?
All right, so let's do it.
Mine was.
Todd, you're being viewed. Look at how you're being viewed. You got your face is being covered by the camera.
Yeah, I'm thinking, how's that happen?
That camera is shooting through that one.
Oh, it's the
You
great
are
camera.
listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my co-host, Todd Stroger, and we are showing him the miracle of technology. Speaking of the miracle of technology, Todd, I want to
What is this, velvet?
What is this, velvet? My chair is actually velvet. Yours is too. And you know, nothing for the best for my talent, man. Nothing. I like how I said my talent.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, y'all. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. We are in the plush blue and black studios of What's in It for the Black People. Check this out. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Also, we want to appreciate everybody who is sending the stars. I'm going to send... Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Angela Kilpatrick. Oh, my God. She just sent us 4,495 stars. That's $44.95.
All of a sudden, she's my favorite Kilpatrick.
Uh-oh. They were shooting on Kilpatrick the other day, too. No, I'm sorry. K-Town. 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 Hey, y'all. Let me say this. Shout out these stars, though. We are looking to build a video wall, Todd. See, as we continue to get the talent, they all got their own banner. They all got requests, right? So what we're trying to do is build a digital video wall to continue to make this experience awesome for our viewing family, right? All right. So keep on sending those stars. We appreciate you, man. Angela Kilpatrick, you put us up. You done moved the dang on needle. She did that. You know, when you see like thousands, you be like, I'll be trying to add it up. But what I've learned is that really anything over 4 digits, the first 2 numbers is dollars. The second 2 is cents.
There you go.
Right? So I'm feeling kind of good right now. All right, look, I want to talk about Black Lives Matter. Now, I asked you who was running the city. Apparently right now, Black Lives Matter.
W. Clement Stone.
Who? Is that Tourette's Todd? That's Todd's Tourette's. That's Todd's Tourette's.
It's like Jeopardy. I'm trying to throw an answer out.
But I want you to go to this clip because, see, I'm very concerned about our narrative and who is directing it, right? Who is in charge of the narrative? First of all, this whole Black Lives Matter thing, I think it's just confusing. You read it, you think black people. You look at it, you see white people. Right, and then all of a sudden, now that they said they finna start locking up the protesters, now they gotta push a black person up to the front in front of the mic, right? Mm-hmm. Remember all the white people, they wear umbrellas, dress in black, they carry all their stuff. Let's do this. Let's go to the clip from the spokesperson from Black Lives Matter as they explain what happened.
I don't care if somebody decides to loot a Gucci or a Macy's or a Nike because that makes sure that person eats. That makes sure that person has clothes. That is reparations. Anything they want to take it because these businesses have insurance. That is reparations. Jesse Jackson has nothing to do with Black Lives Matter. Jesse Jackson was not there for the creation of Black Lives Matter. Jesse Jackson can keep his opinions to himself. Police say a lot of things. They didn't even have their body cameras on, even though the DOJ said with the consent decree that they are no longer allowed to chase people. They decided that they were going to chase and shoot this young man multiple times.
So Todd,
there's somebody who doesn't have children or a home.
Well,
right off the bat.
Okay.
All she probably got is a Subaru.
First of all, so what is the Subaru the militant car? Because I keep seeing these white ladies, like with tattoos and bandanas driving around in Subarus.
Yeah, Janine and I were like, Subaru is kind of like the car of the militant woke person.
Of the militant white. No, because the woke black person's still looking for a Benz. Right? They like, I gotta come to the protest and stuff.
It's definitely a white thing. But we were up north the other day and I was like, let's see how many American cars they have. And guess what the American car is?
Ford.
No, it's a Jeep.
Right, so they could drive through the window.
6 Jeeps on one block.
Oh, okay.
And everything else was like foreign.
All right, so...
And then I saw a Chevy and I was like, oh, that's a brother over here.
First of all, poor Jesse.
Yeah, right.
First of all, everybody attacks Jesse. Let's just be clear that the young people. First of all, white folks always throw Jesse up. Jesse was somewhere minding his own business. He said, "I don't want the looting," and the white folks always got to pit the black folks together. Now, the white people get up there and say that. Somebody gonna be like, "Man, you can't talk about Jesse like that. We can talk about Jesse. You can't." So they put the white people up there.
Like to jump up and say, "Well, how come he didn't save the world?"
I mean, you're right. So, I'm gonna tell you though, I was watching the response. So I don't have any love for the Gucci store, but I don't think anybody went to the Gucci store to feed themselves.
I don't think so either.
I don't, and if that was the clothing that they were wearing, it's not gonna get them that far because the stuff is way too tight.
And if they try to eat that leather,
It's good leather. So shout out to Brian Hudson with 1,000 stars. That catches me off guard, man. So Black Lives Matter. Do you all think that was reparations? Do you think that the young lady speaking was representative of us? Was that representative, and is again our narrative being hijacked?
I think most. Well, I should say this. I would say that black people who feel like they've got something vested in the world don't think that that's the way to go. That won't get you where you want to get to.
That will get you. I think a lot of us have recognized that will get you to jail. Now, I think. See, I guess I feel like I'm concerned about how I was programmed growing up to think like I don't want to go. Like I feel like that young lady doesn't realize that she could go to jail. Now, I don't know if it's, and I don't want to say I'm breeding fear, but what
like inciting a riot or that kind of thing.
Right. I mean, I think.
Oh.
I feel like, here's me. I'm not trying to protect Gucci. I'm not trying to protect anything. I do think it is. I still got to go back to my whole. First of all, I don't think that's reparations. I don't think they were liberating things. But I do say that if they were going to destroy a neighborhood, I do think that there's something to tearing up the white neighborhoods. Now, I'm not.
I say this is
this doesn't end well.
This is people getting in an entanglement, and it never ends well.
All right, look, let's take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're gonna play a couple clips because I want to talk about. I think the mayor might have opened up a new front, and she is not. I don't think that the mayor has ever learned. This is a game of addition and multiplication, not subtraction. And I think every time a crisis occurs, she subtracts instead of adds. I think while she talks about bringing people together, that's what she says, but out of her mouth and her actions, they do not prove the same. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I have not been, and we're going to come back, I have not been the biggest fan of Alderman Brian Hopkins. I have not. We started doing some shows together.
And he had a long section. Was that on?
He had two. And I didn't even realize that. So first of all, how about his hair? Did you see Alderman Hopkins' hair? I was like,
I have not cut this since we've been in.
Right. I think that for some people, they get it. It's an effect. Mm-hmm. Right? It's like, I'm in it with you.
Right.
Right? For the mayor with her fresh cut, it's like, the rules don't apply to me. But when we come back, I'm going to say that over time, I've come to gain a level of respect for Brian Hopkins. Not because I always agree with what he says, but because I think he knows his constituency.
Oh, he does.
And he speaks for them. Right? Like, he don't care about whether you get offended. He don't care about whatever. He puts it in a nice, succinct way. But he knows he represents rich white people. Exactly. And so he speaks for rich white people. Like I wish black people would do unabashedly. But I will tell you that I remember talking to Alderman Hopkins. We were doing Flannery Fired Up, and I was like, "Man, Alderman, what are y'all waiting on for the revolt against the mayor?" He was like, "We're waiting on you guys." He was like, "I mean, it's all there. Everything we all, but we can't move without the Black Caucus. And I think the funniest thing is everybody black, the only people who don't realize their power are the black people. Look, y'all, let's go to, let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to play, we're going to talk to the mayor's response and Alderman Brian Hopkins' response. And then we're going to ask, is the mayor doing herself any favor by, like, picking a fight with the white folks? I mean, and is she betting on black? Because if she
never
betting
works
on,
well when
if
you
she
pick a fight with the white folks.
right,
I can tell you about it.
they're gonna be writing editorials. Like, let me tell you how the white people do. The white people, the press is biased. The press is free until it's white liberals. Then white liberals take their time and they conspire behind each other, and then they use their press to attack their enemies. Like you happen, like I'm gonna talk about that one of these days too, because I get tired of these sneak dissing white people. It's the Mace Jackson Show. We'll be back.
Jackson Show. We'll be back.
Take a moment, share the broadcast, baby. Man, Jesse Jackson though, I swear I think my mother-in-law has a picture of Jesse Jackson up in her house too.
Oh, really?
I don't even think we made it and Jesse Jackson is up.
You didn't make it. Well, you know, he did run for president.
The whole Obama family got a picture in my mother-in-law house. Right? They like, she walked by, I think she touch it every day before they go out the door. Meanwhile, I don't even think, no, I'm just playing.
Well, you know, when I was young, it was Martin Luther King, John F. Kennedy, and maybe Bobby Kennedy.
White Jesuses. Dang, man.
It's interesting that the Kennedys were there, but Lyndon B. Johnson wasn't. But I think that's just good PR. Man, the blues can get raunchy.
Yep, look at that. Tucson and Herb, 650 comments yesterday, 2.5 views. Good job on a all right, y'all, take a moment. We're trying to build a video wall. Help the peoples. Help the peoples.
Janine was talking about going to Washington, D.C. I don't know if it's worth it, the travel time.
It's an easy drive, though.
It is.
Like Washington, well, you know, the drive I actually don't think is a very bad drive at all is the drive to New York.
I've never done that.
That drive, I mean, it's a really nice drive. Like that's 12 hours, but it ain't like a hard 12 hours. I've driven to, I remember I drove from Champaign to South Carolina straight through when I was going to work at Ryan's Steakhouse. Oh, Lordy be.
How'd that work out?
It didn't work out very good, cuz. So I had gotten in trouble in college. So I decided that my life was a failure. So I was going to make my career in the restaurant industry. Mm-hmm. I actually loved restaurants, so I didn't mind working.
I love eating.
And I was working in fast food, and then I got in with a headhunter, and they realized how much experience and how good I was, and I got a job to work at Ryan's Steakhouse.
Oh, is that a chain?
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
I know
all
that.
down the South. It's like a smorgasbord. I used to love it when I was in college, whatever. Anyway, so I get the job. I'm going to make $60,000 a year after I finish the training.
In South Carolina?
No, it's you go to the training and then you ship anywhere in the world.
Oh.
And I was like excited because I was going to have them put me in Atlanta, and then I could, take off from Atlanta.
If you're going to a smaller place, making $63,000, you've been a millionaire.
Right. Well, that's my point, right? And even so,
I don't know if it's Atlanta.
Not Atlanta, but just being there in the South, and then so I got there, and I was there, and first of all, they make you move in. Like, they had this whole apartment complex, and you move in, And I'll never forget the first day I moved in. I moved in with this corn-fed ass white boy that was a
Oh, you had a roommate?
You had 3.
Oh.
Right? It was like they
Like
just
a dorm.
rotated. It was an apartment, and you just rotated in the units.
Yeah.
Right? You got in the training program. You got accepted. You went to the place, and then for 6 weeks, they put you through like hell. Like, made you wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, all of that stuff, right? So, the first day I get there, I'm bringing my stuff in, and it's a white, corn-fed ass white boy, and he just looking like nigger, like straight up. And it was like, we didn't say shit to each other. We didn't, like, I just moved in. He was like the number 1 student in the whole thing, but he was clearly the most racist. I'm talking about a 6'6" corn-fed ass white boy.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was doing my training, whatever. And 2 things happened. One, I was working out. Like, I was doing push-ups and I was listening to Tupac. And he comes in the room and he's like, turn that nigger shit off. And he turns off the radio. Still doing push-ups. I get up, I turn the radio back on, I don't say shit. I said, turn that nigger shit off. Now I got a choice, right? Because the motherfucker is big.
Mm-hmm.
I can turn the music off, I can go tell, or I can complain. I picked up a chair. I beat the brakes off that motherfucker with the chair. Had all my clothes, ran to my car, and drove back to Chicago. But drove back to Champaign before, because I was scared that if the police in South Carolina, if I didn't get out of South Carolina and get back, they'd arrest me and I'd get in trouble. And I drove straight back. It was like I left on a Thursday. Everybody was crying. It was like this giant send-off. And by Sunday, I was back. You're right. It was like, damn. Like, we was on campus, and then we got back to campus, and that same, like that, like I got back on like a Sunday night. We went out on the quad on a Monday. And we went out on the quad on a Monday. I had 2 Rottweilers and this rollerblader. Like, my dog jumped out at the guy because he saw the wheels. The guy tripped over the dog. And the police tried to put my guy in a chokehold. And we, like, beat up the police officer to get him off of him. And then it turned into this giant thing. It was crazy. It was crazy. But yes, Ryan's Steakhouse. I'm sorry. That was a long story for nothing, right? You're like, where did we get this from? Oh. You are listening to What's in It for the Black People Radio. Hey, y'all, download us on the iTunes. Download us on the TuneIn app. You can get us on YouTube, on Facebook. Listen to us on WBGX 1570 AM. Oh my goodness! And we got so much technology going on in this bad boy. It is cracking. All right, Todd. Before we went to break, I said that the mayor does not seem to understand the game of addition and multiplication in politics. I think that she won on a divided, split vote, right? And I think that when I used to say perfect practice makes perfect, but if you practice the game wrong, then when you get in the game, you do it wrong. I think that a lot of her people have assumed that she had this mandate when the reality was she eked in a 13-way race. Now, you look at how she beat Toni Preckwinkle, and I think her team thought that she had a mandate. And I think a lot of people pushed this whole mandate thing.
Oh yeah, we used to hear that all the time.
Right, but she didn't necessarily have a mandate because Willie Wilson won every black ward. So, and I would tell you that if you elevated the race and it was her against, I'm not saying the mayor would have lost, but I'm saying Willie Wilson would have still won all 18 black wards.
I get you.
Right? So I think in this process they got into this thing where it was like, and then they had the moral authority of the federal government and all of these other issues that allowed them to run rampant. Then we saw she had a 75% poll rating, etc. And I think that the mayor just assumed that she had a mandate and she could do anything to anybody any way she wanted. I then think that the pandemic came and Auntie Lori, which I keep thinking about this Auntie Lori. When has there been a positive connotation for white people and aunties?
I don't know how they feel about aunties.
First of all, do you ever hear the only auntie I ever know white people say auntie to is Jemima. I'm just saying. I really think it's important that you think about these things because I think we jump all on it and think it's all cute, but they like, man, they ain't saying the same things that we say. So then I get to thinking about,
hey, you know that practice thing? I had a friend at Xavier I played basketball with. He transferred from University of Texas, El Paso. He was on the team, but I guess he wasn't getting any time, and he decided he wanted to be a doctor. Mm-hmm. So he went to Xavier, and he said he would practice by himself basketball, and if things weren't going well, he'd just stop, and he'd come back later or the next day. Mm-hmm. But if he wasn't doing it the way it was supposed to be doing it, then he wasn't going to do it.
Got it. Perfect. See, and so here's my thought. So the mayor learned the game from the bully pulpit, right? She came into the game. She had the federal, and she beat Tony Preckwinkle, so she had the wind at her back. Then she also had the federal indictments, right? And the federal indictments allowed her to front everybody on stage, stand up, clap, and from that point on, it set the stage.
She told us there will be more,
right?
Like 9 more or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're
and
still
so
waiting on those, aren't we?
Yep. She operated from a position of, like, I don't really need you. Then she summarily cut aldermanic privilege. She took them out of the cannabis game.
You know, my friend the alderman said that he was talking to some of the other aldermen. It's like, you know, the mayor just can't act that way, like with Alderman Lopez. But the other aldermen were like, no, it was his fault. Mm-hmm. He was like, no, you can't do that.
Exactly, because eventually, see, the thing I think the aldermen don't get, like, the aldermen always sit by and watch somebody else get excoriated, and then when they get excoriated, then they be like, Scorpion is a scorpion.
Right.
None of y'all are special. Everybody can get it. And if you don't believe everybody can get it, let's hear her clip when she talked about both Alderman Brian Hopkins, do we got that one? And when she talked about Kim Fox, because the mayor will give it to anybody. Sonia, play whichever clip you got.
Coming for you. We are already at work on finding you, and we intend to hold you accountable for your actions. I don't care. I do not care whatever justification was given for this. There is no justification for criminal behavior ever. And I call upon our state's attorney and our courts to make sure that these individuals who are arrested and those to come are held accountable. Put your best people on this. We have made the case. We have the video. We have the officer testimony. These people need to be held accountable and not cycled through the system. And judges that are holding these cases, you need to step up and be responsible. We can't continue to allow this to happen. And as the superintendent said, for people to believe that there is no accountability through our...
So the mayor looked to throw and blame everybody but herself. I do think she has some accountability in this. Again, they said they knew they had intelligence and that there were 400 officers deployed downtown and they still lost the downtown. Sonia, let's hear Alderman Brian Hopkins' response. Alderman Brian Hopkins from the 2nd Ward.
had some advanced intelligence, but if that was the case, there seemed to be a lacking response. Why didn't they raise the bridges? Why didn't they have the patrol officers in place earlier? Why didn't they move those resources around as the caravans were coming in from the south? They let them come downtown. So there were a lot of tactical and strategic mistakes that were made, and once you lose control, it's extraordinarily difficult to get it back, especially with chaos and mayhem. That's very violent, by the way. This was not just looting. There was a lot of violence last night. There were threats on the police officers, rocks and bottles thrown at them. 13 of them were injured. Mace was being sprayed around. There was a stabbing, 2 shootings, and most frightening of all, 2 police officers attempting to arrest a looter were fired upon. And it's only because the bullets missed that we are not having a funeral for 2 police officers who were doing their job last night, trying to protect a city that they are sworn to serve. I mean, this is unprecedented. What we've seen right now in the year of COVID, when we have a pandemic crippling our economy and tourism is already dried up, to have this repeated on the heels of what just happened in May, with the threat that it's going to continue unless we come up with a plan to stop it. What will cease it from happening again? That's a concern that we have right now. There's some social media chatter that there might be some more scattered looting events tonight. If that keeps up, people will be afraid to come to Chicago.
And then Sonia, I'm gonna go because we don't have. I'm gonna do it from here. Let's see. Let's see if we can get the audio from the mayor's response.
Before he actually gets it back, I don't think there's any reason for me to say anything further. Our police department got.
You know what? The police, so the mayor basically went in on Brian Hopkins after that response. She basically said, and I don't think I got the audio very good, but basically she said that we don't need a bunch of lip service Monday morning quarterback. Alderman Hopkins tends to get to speak before he thinks. And I would tell you that I have seen
personal attacks, huh?
Personal attacks. I think that Alderman Hopkins has been, quite frankly, as many times as I try to goad him or try to get him to act, he doesn't get off his message, right? He's very disciplined in how he communicates. He is a team player, like for the administration. I remember on days when he, behind the scenes, he might not have the best to say, but whenever he got in front of the camera, he's like, look, we're with the mayor. I understand, but I'd like to see blah, blah, blah. No, the mayor then went to personal attacks. I'm going to tell you, Todd, I'm concerned. I think that the mayor is making more enemies than she is friends. I think she's being led down a bad path by this Susan Lee, who is coordinating the response. If you all don't know, from what I'm hearing from City Hall reports, Susan Lee, who is also the woman who greenlit the Latino street organizations protecting neighborhoods, I showed you the email on my Facebook page a while back, is the person that's coordinating all of these responses to violence, etc. So now, Todd, I gotta ask the question, how does the mayor get out of this conundrum? Let me go to the live lines though, because we got a line full of callers. Let's start. I'm gonna go to Michelle. Michelle, you're on the Maze Jackson show. Hi, Michelle. Hey.
Hi.
And a chance to think about what you're talking about now.
Okay, well, go ahead.
Okay, the question that I was responding to was who's running the city? Okay, you know what? Give me a moment. I think that there is like a shadow government in Chicago, and Mays, I think I relate to this. I'm talking about former elected officials, people and civilians, former law enforcement, people who have ties to organized
crime,
disobedience. Yeah, crime. Thank you. Yeah, so I really believe there is, like maybe even former mayors, people who are making stuff happen behind the scenes because of their connections, because of the people who don't want to release them, former police people. I really honestly believe that in conjunction to the street people is out here now that have a price, so that's my thought about that.
Thanks, Michelle.
And I hate to go back.
Oh, no,
yeah,
you're
all right,
good.
thank you all, guys. Okay.
No, thank you. It was Jermaine. It was Jermaine to the topic. Let me go to Mike. Mike, you're on the Maze Jackson Show. Hold on, let me get you. Mike, you're on the Maze Jackson Show. Hello? Mike, go ahead.
This is Dennis.
Okay, I'm sorry, Dennis. Go ahead. Welcome.
I was calling because to talk about the girl who was saying that Jesse Jackson needs to sit down.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Come on, you can talk. Dennis. Go ahead, Dennis.
Oh, yeah. If it wasn't for Jesse Jackson speaking up for us, we wouldn't be in the position that we are today to respond the way that we do. And come up to a more present topic that you were talking about, the mayor and Hopkins. The mayor's getting too emotional about the stuff that's going on. Hopkins is sticking straight to his point about protecting his ward. But the police only come to protect the white folks. They not thinking about the black folks. They ain't doing nothing but serving up some silver cuffs and bracelets for the black people to go to jail. And when the mayor brought in that new superintendent from down in Texas who want to be a Southern gentleman and tell everybody how wrong they are because we not participating and helping them out in solving crime. And so then he reverses the same back on the community. The mayor is starting to pick up on his views and stuff, and now she's throwing everything back on somebody else, like it's somebody else's fault that her job is not getting done.
I'm with you, Dennis. I feel the same way. I feel like they look for somebody to blame instead of taking the lead and taking responsibility. I'm gonna go to the live line. Let's go to Toya. Toya, you're on the Maze Jackson Show. Toya? Hello? Caller, are you there? Okay, Toya, I'm going to drop you. If you want to come on back, you can call us back. All right, Todd.
I think one of the problems is this response is going to have to be physical. And if you don't cut the head of the snake off, then things will keep moving. Some people are going to have to go to jail and locked up on the spot and taken away, and the crowd may not like it, but that's the way it's going to have to be,
Okay. I'm going to go to the live line because I think Toya called back. Toya, you are... Hold on. Well, I got to wait for her to come out. She's screening. Look, y'all. I don't know if... First of all, I don't know who's in charge. I think the mayor is losing allies as we speak. And I look for people... I don't know, man. I just don't know if it works. Let's go to Toya. Toya, you're on the Maze Jackson Show. Toya? Come on. Toya, come on. You got to talk, sis. Toya. Hello? Yes, we can. Okay.
It's kind of just like a chaotic situation. We don't really have what I'm seeing. I'm just going based off what I'm seeing. The responses that I've seen from the mayor, from the alderman, and from the police superintendent, his deputies, and whatnot. It seems like there's no accountability. And there's no collaboration. I know that we have a city council. That city council is supposed to inform the mayor's decisions. I know that we have a police superintendent. The police superintendent is supposed to manage public safety. And instead what he does is shift blame to the community members. I really have a problem with him making statements about who should be behind the podium instead of him. It's like he's letting everybody know just how incompetent he is, and it doesn't make any sense to me. as far as the mayor and collaboration with the alderman, it seems like there's a lot of alienation in those relationships, based on some of the comments that I've heard from her. And it just sounds like her leadership ability to be able to manage those relationships and build teams isn't all the way there, and I'm not really sure why.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be honestly, the whole ability not to create teams. Because I'm gonna tell you, I do feel like the mayor is like it's us against everybody else, and it's not a hey. It's like we all need to work together, but then I tell you, screw you.
Exactly, because you can't be in your feelings about everything everybody says. Like, people are going, people. This is a high stress, high stakes situation that we're in, and you got, when aldermen make an opinion, you have to hear what they're saying. You can't just shut people up and cover your ears and keep moving. That's how are you gonna how does that progress anything? That doesn't make any sense to me.
Right. You can't win a war with an argument. You cannot win a debate. You cannot win a discussion with an argument. And I almost feel like the mayor acts like we're supposed to pretend like we don't see what's going on. And if you point it out, then you become the villain. And again, I'm going to tell you, I think she's very Trump-like. She is very Trump-like to me. Thank you, Toya, for calling and for calling back. I appreciate you, sis, and make sure you keep calling with us and sticking with us. All right, let me go to this last call.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you so much. Let's go to, is it Rick? Caller? Hello? Billy?
Yeah, man.
Yes, go ahead.
How you doing, man?
Great. Tell us your name, caller.
I'm Willie Brickhouse.
Oh, what's up, Willie Brickhouse? What's up, man? Actually, Willie,
Hey, listen.
Willie, this is what I want you to do. I want you to hold on, because I got to get a station ID in here, and I got to go to a break, and then we're going to come back. We'll take your calls. Hey, y'all, we are asking, we're talking about the mayor, who really runs the city right now, and how do we get out of this mess? Give us a call, 872-259-7474, 872-259-7474. This is the Maze Jackson Show.
AM 1570, WBGX Harvey, Chicago. The Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back.
There was a tornado in Rogers Park.
Yeah, I saw they confirmed the real tornado. Todd asked me if there's a tornado.
I didn't think you could have.
That's not the first tornado that's been in Chicago.
Woo! The days of brighter days. Of brighter days. Of brighter days. Of brighter days. 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 I love Ruthie on this. Brighter days. 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 The brighter days. The brighter days. Bye! Oh, bye-bye! Oh, bye-bye! Oh, bye, baby! Oh, brighter days. Brighter days. Brighter days. Brighter days. All about time. I said bye. Night and day. I like brighter days. Night and day, brighter days. Coming in the air. Springs up everywhere. Take it to the thrill. Nickels down. Who gonna run this town tonight? We are, yeah, I said it, we are. This is Rock Nation. Spread your allegiance. Come on, Salim. Come on to the black side. Come on. Ricky Hendon, we see you too, dog. Come on, join the dark side. Let's kill the world. We run this town. It's ours. It's over for all competition. We murdering. 5 stacks. 5060700. Mix it up. But it's not fair. But I don't care. I thought you was going to do the intro. Intro. 8 o'clock. Intro. Hey, looking at this generation feeling hopeless. You're beautiful inside. Hey, rise up, rise up. Don't you know you can shine? You are listening to What's in It for the Black People Radio. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my co-host, Todd, Stroger, Todd. Hey, man, I'm feeling some kind of way, man. We got a lot to talk about. We got the phone lines I lit up. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Gotta say what's up to my girl, Sonia Escobar, killing it on the Wheels of Steel right now. Hey, I'm gonna go to the live line. Let's go back to Willie Brickhouse. Willie Brickhouse, you are back on the Maze Jackson Show. Gotta say what's up to that, your lovely wife Connie as well. How y'all feeling, man?
It's great to be able to see you guys on YouTube. That's what we're doing now. We used to listen to you every morning on the radio, WBGX.
Oh! You don't have to get him no ads.
I'm sorry about that, man, but you guys are great on YouTube. You get to see all the action.
Thank you, Willie, man. And you know what? Willie and his wife Connie are under gentrification assault in Hyde Park. We've been trying to get Sophia King to help them out. You know, when white folks move into the neighborhood, then they want to tell the black folks they can't do that no more.
All right, they want to change everything.
So Willie and Connie, y'all make sure y'all keep us up to date on that. They are also.
Yeah, but that's not the reason for my call.
Oh, they talk to. Oh, I'm sorry. Talk to me.
Yeah, my call was about, man, they always talk about the broken window syndrome, that they got a handle on crime in New York City. And I love when they talk about that. It's like how you solve the little things and then you prevent the big things like, mass uprisings, okay? In Chicago, that should be applied to something like, why don't you solve some of these murders, So Solve some of these shootings every weekend, because I love when they say, whoever the superintendent is, they always put it on the black community to, help them solve the crimes. But you know what, when a policeman gets shot, they don't need anybody's help.
You
they
right.
always go out, they find that guy. Okay? That's one issue. The other issue is the amount of guns that they take off the streets is a direct result of the fact that, brothers can't depend on the police to protect them. So, any brother with some game, he got to protect himself.
I ain't going to lie to you.
You know the old saying, you'd rather be carried by 6. Okay?
Right. You'd rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6.
Right. You'd rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6. And as far as watching all the looting and all the stuff going on downtown and all over the city on a regular basis, it always strikes me as I've seen that there's always a crowd of white boys, okay, in police outfits, okay, in every situation, and that's to say nothing of raise the bridges, don't loot. God, the disparities are so overwhelming. No wonder Michelle Obama is depressed. And that's basically the state of the average black person in this country.
Yeah, I heard that, Willie.
That's my comment, man.
Thank you, Willie. Thank you for calling in, man. Y'all, let's make sure that we don't have to be knocking on some elected officials' doors for them. Let me go to Janie. Janie, you on the Maze Jackson show. You had something you wanted to say about the mayor who's running the city?
Yes, the mayor is in a bad position because, number one, she has all these people around her who have their own viewpoints and their own agenda. She does not have a consolidated force behind her. The only thing that keeps coming out is that consolidated white universal voice that says our goal is to keep the white people comfortable. I really wish what I took away from that conference yesterday was the feeling that when she said, we're coming after you. That's what she had to do to keep her white constituents feel comfortable. When is she going to come after the people who've been allowing all this inequity in the black community? When is she going to come after all the things that we need? We have been looking for support from the mayor since day one, and we're not getting it. And, but she's in a bad spot, but she's in the position where she has to deliver.
Yep, and to deliver, in my estimation, is to deliver. I told you, she gets points for whooping on Negroes.
We are coming for you.
She gets points, in my estimation, for whooping on the Negroes. I think where I think white people are okay with you whooping on Negroes. They are not okay with you whooping on white folks. That's why I keep telling you, every time something happens, the white folks, they be like, stay inside, don't go to the beach, don't do whatever. And it be 3 million white folks doing whatever they want, because they be like, she ain't talking to me. That's your auntie. Because they knew Auntie Jemima wasn't they auntie.
Right.
They knew it. So, just let me ask you a question. When have you ever heard white folks refer to a black auntie in a positive way? That meant that was the wet nurse. Right? Let's go to the live line. I'm going to go to Jay. Caller, I'm sorry, I'm not sure what your name is. I don't know if it's Jay. Jay?
Yeah. Thanks for taking my call.
Oh, what's up, caller? How you doing? Thanks, Jay.
Hey, I want to say I think there's a strategy problem from the city. We're dealing with a lot of this rioting and stuff, and the violence. I think there should be police officers at every stop on the train, red line, blue line, green line, pink line, etc. There should be cops at every stop. And also the reason why all this stuff is happening is because police they think it's okay to violate people's rights, and disrespect people, humiliate people. They need to be taught and made clear that when they do that and they get caught up with it, there's going to be some type of punishment for it. We wouldn't be dealing with all of this stuff if police wasn't
doing the things they doing to people. I also wanted to say, when the police is called to do their job, they need to do their job. You know, and everybody is supposed to have their day in court. You're not supposed to be judge, jury, and executioner on the street. You know, and once again, the humiliating people and disrespecting people. You know, there should be some type of punishment for them when they do that, when they get caught up for that, because that's the reason why we dealing with all this. That's the reason why all this rioting is going on, and I don't want to get into Trump. You know, I know you got other callers, but Trump is really the reason why everybody is walking around with masks. You know, all of this stuff really, it stems from racism. You know, he hating on Obama. So actually, it wasn't just Obama; it was George Bush too that established the to deal with this coronavirus thing. And Trump decided he wanted to take it apart. You know, and that's the reason why everybody walking around with masks, everybody pissed off, and the police feel like they can humiliate and beat the hell out of you, and you know, people getting upset. You know, so but the original the three things I mentioned earlier, in this time you allowed me to speak is the main thing I want to speak on.
Thanks, Jay.
And I appreciate you giving me this time.
Hey, Jay, I appreciate you calling, man. And you know what? I was determined to let you go ahead and finish your thought. I was like, boy, he gonna get. I'm gonna start charging him about a minute. Right? Nah, Jay. But first of all, let me tell you, I appreciate all of you all calling and all of your opinions. Give us a call 872-259-7474. Todd, Jay went where I was just waiting for. Well, I was waiting. I was wondering how long before the mayor called out President Trump, because you know they did yesterday. Ask her, well, do you want federal troops? They asked JB. He said, do you want to send in the National Guard? JB was like, I have offered the mayor law enforcement assistance from the state police. We shut down like we did last time. But I want to get this. So, Sonia, I want to go back, because I think what we got to do to set this up is to go to Alderman Brian Hopkins. Why don't you give us just a snippet of what he said as to why he was upset, and then I want you to hear the mayor's response, and then we can go from there. Because I'm going to tell you, I think that the mayor, I'm going to tell you, you can disrespect black people all day long. The one person you cannot disrespect in this world is white men. Right?
Right.
And especially ain't no black, like, I'm not trying to be funny, no black man, no white man feels like he has to bow down to a black woman. Now, he might play the role. He might be, we'll do it after we come back. So, he might play the role, he might get humble, but he always know, you do know I'm a white man, right? you do know that we used to buy, sell, and trade you. And I think white men still think that deep, they won't say it, but deep down, when you start, do you think the mayor would talk to Brian Hopkins the same way she would talk to Ray Lopez?
I'll put it this way. I had a back and forth with a guy who, his last name was Quinn, so I assumed he was from Irish descent.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he was younger than me. And I said something about white privilege and how it plays out in society. And he said, well, you know, you probably had a pretty privileged upbringing. You went to St. Ignatius. And I came back and said, see, black people can never truly have a privileged life, because they know at any moment they could be pulled over and they'll take you out like they did our Turner, and they say, you know what, I don't care if you're 69, you look like you robbed a bank. You know?
Or, and I'm going to use you as an example, or you could be faithful, loyal your whole life. Your dad could help everybody in the whole world, and then as soon as they get a chance, they forget they ever knew you.
Yeah. Right?
So let me just tell y'all, it doesn't end well. I'm not protecting the white dude, but I just think that the mayor has got, I think that she thought Ken Griffin could save her from white male wrath. And in the meantime, the white folks have given her up, and she's starting to circle back to the black people.
I got a Facebook friend who I've known from basketball for years, and he's like, I can't wait to get out of this city. She's lost all control. He's really upset.
I texted somebody yesterday, and I said, man, things are bad. I was like, I'm gonna have to get a gun. He was like, or a house in DuPage. Hey, this is the Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back.
House in DuPage. That is Democrat territory now.
All right, y'all, keep up with them stars. I'm gonna hit y'all. Hold on. Let me see my star givers today. Hey, rise up. Don't you know you can shine? The world. Okay, today. All right. Holy moly. Holy moly. Y'all been moly-holying with these stars. So let me say, Angela Kilpatrick with the win. Demetrius Thomas. Moni Robinson Weaver. Christopher Devine. Good Lord. Susan Nyblack. Oriel James. Sharon Ugochi. What y'all putting it down today, right? Ooh, we gonna get that TV. We gonna get the video wall. Shout out to Brian Hudson. Shout out to my new Vince Bass. Shout out to Felicia Simmons Stovall. Shout out to my beautiful, lovely wife, Carrie Steele. Shout out to Tamiko Ho, President. Shout out to Stephanie Hodo. Shout out to Audrey Tanksley. There's a doctor in the house. What up, Kang Mufasa Red? Artie Richardson. Shout out to Rava Barnes. Thank you, Rava. Shout out to Andrew. Dre, what up, dog? Dre the Trey in the building. Shout out Kenny Cool. Shout out Malika Ayuba. Berdella Walker. Chess, etc. What up, Sharon Holman Mayfield? Tucson reinvest in that loot. Thank you, dog. Thank you. Shout out to Linda Confer. Shout out to Dorothea Friend. Shout out to Thyatira Towns. Y'all know Thigh is the craziest, right? Shout out to Craig Nash, T. Renee. Shout out to Rhonda Spry Payne, Riley Taylor, Keith Marcus Hicks, Antonio Dickey. Shout out to Carlotta Strong. Shout out, Brandy, I'm giving my shout out to Dominique. Tell my dog I said what up. You gotta bring him to the new studio. Shout out to, we can have him call in, Silent Assassin Monroe. Blue Fi. What up, Cassandra Taylor? What up, Regina Hayes? What up, Carol R. Muhammad? Brother boy, you better put that money in your pocket. Love you, fam. Shout out to Tia Muhammad. Shout out to, who that is? To Christian Pollard. Shout out to Twin. Twin, you better step your game up. Hey, Twin, let me ask you. Didn't I buy a griddle? Do you still got my griddle? I think I got it from you. If I do, I need it because I just started making pancakes again. Man, I made some bomb pancakes yesterday. Tonight I used mom's pancake mix. It was off the chain. Y'all got my son eating all type of oatmeals, and he wake up talking about, can I get some oatmeal? I be like, dog, I used to try to feed you oatmeal for 20 years. No thank you, Dad. He eating all, my mama have him eating all type of stuff. You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my co-host, Todd Stroger. The game of addition, subtraction. Twin, you got me a fryer, not a griddle. I need that fryer, bro. Hey, Todd, I'm trying to get it in right now. Let me tell you. How did I get a fryer, not a griddle? Okay, I ain't tripping. Look, I'm all. You like, what are we talking about? Like, this all had nothing to do with the show. All right, y'all. This is the Maze Jackson Show.
I think we have a griddle.
You have a griddle? I need a griddle.
I think my sister-in-law gave us a griddle.
I have like all the gadgets. I need a griddle, but I don't know where to put it.
Like you can like cook like 5 things on it, right?
I love griddles, man. Yeah. My mom. So I got a griddle. Whoa, Connie Brickhouse. Shout out to Connie Brickhouse. 2,235 stars. Let me tell y'all what. We are trying to earn a video wall in the What's in It for the Black People Studios. Now, this is your studio. Just so you know. Like, this is where you can come and talk and be we want to create content for black. I think, Todd, you should do you know what? If Hans pay me my money, we could even figure out a way for you to get your own. Y'all can do y'all podcast here. We building a podcast studio across the hall.
I just want to do a rant every once in a while. Like
Well-
every other week, I want to do a 3-minute rant
you-
where I just talk.
You want to do that? For real? We can do that here.
You know, 3 minutes is actually a long time.
It is a long time, unless it's me. And then it's like, 3 minutes, that's all I got. I know, it's every time I go do a speech or something, they be like, you got an hour. I'm like, I'm never going to fit it all in an hour.
An hour?
I'd be like, an hour, that's a lot. Then I'd be like,
I've spoken for 20 minutes and I'm drinking water like...
Oh, no.
Woo.
Let me tell you. What's my, I'll go over to the pastors and he had me speak at the church. And you know how the pastor first of all, pastor take off his watch. Todd, you don't know, because at the Catholic church, they just be 45 minutes
Amazed, I've been to every kind of church there's been pretty much.
Right.
You know?
Well, you know, when the pastor take his watch off and put it on the pulpit, you know what that means?
What's that?
Absolutely nothing. Let me tell you. Look, this is how the preacher used to do. Preacher used to do, well, you know, I know that the Super Bowl is on tonight. And so I know many of you have food and things cooking in the oven. So I'm going to take my watch off and I'm going to put it right here on the pulpit. Because you see, Todd, I understand that the Lord needs to value your time. So I'm going to take my watch off. I'm going to put it right here. And I am only going to preach for 20 minutes. I got a 20-minute sermon. When I was a kid, I used to be all excited. I'd be like, yes, 20 minutes.
The watch was broken, huh?
20 minutes later, y'all, you know, then this is how they do. Then it's like, he looked at the watch. You know, but the Lord has laid something else on my heart. That can I get, y'all got a minute for me? Can I get an amen? And you hope nobody will say amen, but they be like, amen. Then you hear the background. Then you know it's going to the left when he start talking, and then the organist start playing back there. Then you be like, oh no, he going for the remix. Then the organist start patting. Then you hear the pat. Then he get the bump. Then the choir. Then the next thing you know, well, Lord. Then he go to the hoop to holler. Then he got to get pat himself down. Take yourself down. Then you know this the part I hate.
So the watch is just the bridge.
The watch is
just to get to the other side.
The watch is a prop. It's like to make you. It's like to keep the kids awake for the first 15 minutes.
Right.
Because you know, if you was a kid, you was up on Saturday night, hanging out, and then your mom, like used to be, if you fall asleep in that front row, second row, you getting popped.
You getting popped.
And then you getting them when you get home too. Like, don't let your daddy be the preacher and you fell asleep in the front row. Oh Lord, no.
I never survived.
Right. All right, y'all. So this is the Maze Jackson Show. I don't know how we got on that squirrelish topic, but I'm gonna do two things. The first thing I want to do is, Todd, I think you need to hear the mayor's response, but I want you to hear Brian Hopkins, and then I want you to hear the mayor's response. Let's go to Brian Hopkins, Sonia. No. Go to Brian. Go to Brian Hopkins. Yeah.
Lacking response. Why didn't they raise the bridges? Why didn't they have the patrol officers in place earlier? Why didn't they move those resources around as the caravans were coming in from the south? They let them come downtown. So there were a lot of tactical and strategic mistakes that were made, and once you lose control, it's extraordinarily difficult to get it back, especially with chaos.
So that was what Brian Hopkins said. Here is how the mayor responded to what he said.
Mouth run before he actually gets the facts. I don't think there's any reason for me to say anything further. Our police department got the intelligence, acted on it quickly, brought 400 officers downtown, and what we need now is not Monday morning quarterbacks and sideline critics.
Monday morning quarterbacks and sideline critics. No, he is an elected member of the city council who represents
And that's his
55,000
district, right?
people, and he is her
It's his area, right?
and he is her constituent.
Oh, really?
No. What I'm saying is she's his constituent.
Right.
She needs his votes. He doesn't need hers. Now, the response to that, it seems to me like, first of all, let's be clear, they lied. They said that they knew at 6 o'clock they knew what was happening, and they got intelligence, and they deployed 400 officers downtown. Now, what I'd like to see is the FOIA of the command order to send 500 people downtown, 400 people downtown, and when did that get issued? Let's start there, because it's records. Then we want to ask, what was the plan when they got downtown? Like, what the hell did y'all do when y'all got there? Did y'all say, okay, raise the bridge? No. Everything went awry, as Hopkins said, and then they responded the same way they did the last time.
Well, I think that's what's going to break the camel's back. This stand aside and let things happen. I don't think people are going to let that. People are not going to take that the third time. The third time is like all hell's going to break loose.
Well, all hell is broken loose, and I don't think at this point.
When I say that, I mean like somebody might get seriously hurt.
They shot back. They was busting back at the police yesterday.
No, I don't mean the police. I mean, I think that if the shop owners think that the police are never going to do anything, they may start taking shots.
Oh, or they may leave. Let me tell you what a River North business owner that hires a lot of people said. Right, the mayor and cops do not seem capable of handling the situation. Folks are just driving in, smashing stores, loading up and driving off. No fear, very casual looting. They should just have a free day once every 3 months, open all the stores, people can take what they want, and at least there's no property damage. Mm-hmm. That sounds like me when somebody breaks into my car for 20 cents in my...
Right.
I'm like, I wish I could have just left the window down.
Uh-huh.
Right? And take what you want, but don't destroy my joints. I think that the mayor doesn't know what to do. I think that she has let it... I feel like the horse is out the barn. Like, I honestly, I don't think there's any way to stop it unless you turn up. Unless the police turn up, I don't think there's any way to stop this.
No.
Well, I think you can if you got a low-hanging target. I think Kim Fox is an easy target for everybody, right? Mm-hmm. I think this is no shade. I just think she's an easy target. Like, quite frankly, she probably is going to dog walk her competition, right? So there's no real political harm that happens to her. You can blame her, kind of point the finger and say, ooh, it's her over there, and shift the blame away from yourself when you don't have a strategy. Now, I am not going to say that I was 100% okay. Like, the whole this is weird and the do. Like, I feel like there's a nonchalance about this that doesn't come across well. Like, I think... I almost feel like they're telling us don't believe your lying eyes.
Right.
And I don't know if you can honestly make let me not say. I don't know if people are able to make the jump from George Floyd to what happened downtown.
I don't think so.
I don't think people are able to make the jump. Like, so when you reference Laquan McDonald, when you reference Mike Brown, Tamir Rice, all of those things, which are very emotional, emotion-invoking names, and they have connotations. The only way I can see you tying it to what happened downtown, is the young people are tired of being lied to, and so since they tired of being lied to, they just gonna tear your stuff up until. Look, y'all, I'll take your calls if you want on this conversation, 872-259-7474. If not, I want to talk about Trump's executive orders, because we never got to that. And I just want to know, Why was he so stupid? Trump is an idiot. He really is. You know, first of all, he offered rent and mortgage relief. Fool. Who needs that? Then he offered...
He's an idiot like P.T. Barnum.
He also is a fool for offering to to suspend student loan payments, because everybody wants to pay those. And his extension of the CARES Act. What a freaking idiot! Like, he's stupid. Like, I can't believe he would come up with those dumb ideas. And any black person that tries to take advantage of them, you're a fool too. At least that's what the Democrats
Well, we'll see
want.
if he can do it. That's the real thing.
It's funny to me to see if he could do it. Do you want him to, or do you want? That's my point. You want to pay your student loans? Pay him. I'm saying fight him. I think Donald Trump is crazy like a fox, and we're gonna talk about it when we come back. I think anybody opposing that looks like an asshole. Right? Like, so if you go to... Right, so here's my point. The Congress can be mad as hell. They can go and they can say it's not legal, and they can say, if somebody said, I'm going to suspend the payroll taxes, right? Whether it's constitutional or not, whether it's legal or not. When you go to court to fight to make people pay more taxes, you lose. I'm just saying, you lose. I would say, like, if the Democrats say he can't sign a executive order, and we'll stop him from signing an executive order to suspend.
No, he can sign it, but it's just a piece of paper.
I got you. But most people don't know the difference. So if I heard everybody else sign executive orders and the mayor sign executive orders, people is signing executive orders all around the country, if his executive order gets halted, you halted it. So all the things that he said are things that people want, and it forces you to fight them, and then you fighting against your own interests. Like, you're now fighting, you want the $600 CARES Act payment instead of the $400. So the Democrats are saying it doesn't go far enough, so we're going to stop it. Meanwhile, all I'm hearing is Democrats are trying to stop me from getting unemployment benefits. Mm-hmm. I just think, like, the moment that you say he can't suspend student loan payments there and you try to fight that, then he says, I'm trying to get the students some relief. The Democrats are fighting me on this. These are I feel like he made all of these common sense as executive orders that the Democrats are debating the semantics of it. But the biggest thing is you're fighting me on student loan payments.
I don't know. I think the people who have to pay him, they will pay attention to what the devil in the details, which I'm not sure. I don't know what they are. But I'm pretty sure there is a devil.
Can I tell you what? So I'm not debating that. But what I would tell you is if you are a parent right now and they tell you I don't care if they tell you whatever it is, and you can suspend the student loan payment, you can push it to another year. Like, people are saying, well, it only went, it was already extended to the 30th of September. Okay, but shit, on September 30th, then that means you got to pay. I
got a friend who told me he deferred his payments for years. And now it's like, that was the stupidest thing I ever did.
Because it kept piling up.
Oh, it's a huge number now.
But, again, I always think like this. Like, as an entrepreneur, you got to get out of today. You got to make it out of today. Like, as an entrepreneur, like, when you don't have money, like, or when you're trying to meet cash flow and payroll.
If you don't have money, you know what that makes you?
What?
Not an entrepreneur.
No, it doesn't. It makes you more of an entrepreneur than people think. People think that being an entrepreneur, like, it's hard as fuck being an entrepreneur. Yes. There is no every 2-week check. There is no safety net. And it's like, if you got staff and a payroll, I always talk about when we were at our bottom. I used to literally go out and took all the clothes from Wesley Shoes. They were stored in a back room in my warehouse. And I would literally, for payday, go out and sell shoes, clothes, jerseys, name, whatever I could. And I would come back and bring it to Tennille and be like, we got such and such as paid. Give it to
I
him.
believe you. A guy stopped me on 83rd and like Calumet and was trying to sell me a suit jacket out of his trunk. He had more than one. I had no money, so it was a very, very
short conversation.
Yeah, it was. It wasn't like when that guy tried to sell me that box of rocks at Canal and 12th Street in the Jewel parking lot.
That's funny.
I knew it had to be a box of rocks because he was so pleasant. I liked him. You know, I'm like, no, I like you. This can't be right.
You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my co-host, Todd, Stroger, Todd. It seems like the time is flying by. It is about 8:38. So you got about 22 minutes to get there if your office is open even today. Hey, Todd, did Janine go back to work? Did they open up the...
I don't think the building's open yet.
You know what? I got to figure this out because my son is trying to get his permit. But look, Todd. We did not get to talk about this. Shout out to Misha Cross, her... Nana. Is it Nana? I don't want to say Nana because it'd be ill.
Well, you know, everybody's got their own thing.
Nana. Okay, so we're going to call it Nana. Her Nana is getting out of the hospital on Wednesday. So she was not here to be with us yesterday, so we didn't have our conversation. But did you see President Trump issued 4 executive orders? Actually, or issued 6. But the 4 that everybody got all started talking about was the freeze of the student loan payments. He gave an executive order for a payroll tax holiday, a executive order for payroll and rental assistance.
I heard somebody say about that payroll thing. If I ain't working, does that affect me?
Well, I'm gonna say the payroll. Man, I think if you are working, it affects you. It's like it almost cracks me up. It's like it seems like people look to find how they can not take advantage of an opportunity as compared to do it. So, and it's funny that you said that because it goes to my point.
Oh no, because those 130 people that the governor's going after, they in trouble.
No, actually, so I think those 130 people that the governor thinks he's going after is going to expand to you and your pension. And everybody else, because I think that the fair tax is going to open up everything. But that's a whole nother situation. Trump ordered 4 executive orders that we were paying attention to. Homeowner rental assistance, which I think is pretty funny because even as people denigrate it at the federal level, they are running around touting that same money that they're spreading out locally. The governor was running around yesterday talking about housing assistance. It ain't like he got some new money except for the CARES Act money, and they're reapportioning it, but they don't want to talk about that. The payroll tax holiday, you said, does that affect me if I'm not working? Well, if you're working, it does. And if you're working, you're probably saying, man, I would love to not have... I mean, how many times you ever look at your paycheck and be like, good God, they took a quarter of this bad boy. Or in some cases, half. Right? So I think...
Half?
Okay. Let's say 40%. 36.
Yeah, I can see that.
36%, right? You look at that check, you'd be like, wait a minute. Now, I think that, again, most people who get a check don't want... Regardless of whether you're Democrat or Republican, if you can get your whole check, you can talk about all the tax debt and everything you want. Ain't nobody giving that money back. They'd be like, thank you. Sure would like to know I made $60,000 a year. I get a $5,000 check every month. Okay, now, the homeowner rental assistance, we've heard about people being thrown out. But what can I tell you about the homeowner rental assistance that jumped out to me?
What's that?
So not many people read the CARES Act. Hold on. But I thought it was important. Hold on, because I found it. Oh, goodness gracious, I lost it. What I thought was important was that in the act, here it goes. Let me read to you about the homeowner assistance, what the president's executive order said. In addition, evictions tend to disproportionately affect minorities, particularly African Americans and Latinos. Unlike the Congress, I cannot sit idly by and refuse to assist vulnerable Americans in need. Under my administrations, minorities achieved the lowest unemployment rates on record, and we will not let COVID-19 erase these gains by causing short-term dislocations that could well have long-term consequences. Now, I would think that, I know y'all gonna say, yeah, Uncle Tom sellout, how dare you? Are we the most disproportionately impacted by evictions? Probably in this time, because we tend to be unemployed the most. You know how we say, if it's a cold, it's flu.
Right.
Did we hear anything about that acknowledgement?
No, actually, I think nowadays we have pneumonia.
Right. Okay. So did we hear anything about that? Now let me guess. That's not something that anybody cares about. Like any black people. I just need for y'all to be clear that as the governor and as the mayor announced these the stay-in home programs, that they are really just siphoning off of this money. Just saying. Now, I guess my question becomes...
But I will say that it is hard to get people to notice things at times. When we were giving out legislative scholarships, I had a committee. But if I didn't have that committee, I think it would have been hard to get people's attention.
Well, I
knew other legislators like, I can't give these things away.
Well, I'm suggesting that sounds crazy. Well, that sounds like a failure.
I don't mean they couldn't literally. It was like hard to find.
That's a failure to communicate. That is a pure failure to communicate. You know how many? I can't even believe you said that. Like somebody.
Let me tell you what I put some money into South Shore, and granted, South Shore High School at that time was like the high school of last intent. It's literally. And I put together some money to hire a person to help the students study for, I think, whatever test, ACT or SAT. You know how many people showed up?
How many?
I think it was 3.
That's because you talked to the students, not the parents. That's because you talked to the students, not the parents.
I didn't talk to them. It was done through the school.
And so the school didn't do a very good job of talking to the parents. I am telling you, every day, parents are looking for resources to put their kids through places. What I would tell you is that anybody tells me that they can't give stuff away means that they have a very poor communications team and department. Period. I'm just saying. No. But here's my point. My point with this whole Trump thing is the Democrats have gotten us arguing against our own self-interest. I don't care if you're voting for Trump or not. I don't. But you better go get you some rental assistance. Or
take the money and vote for me.
Mortgage assistance. I'm saying if you have... Think about white folks who got the money to pay their student loans telling you stupid for accepting that. I'm just telling you. All I'm suggesting is Trump, y'all think he's stupid. I'm going to tell you these 4 executive orders, legal or not, and the first thing Todd said was, well, can he do it? I think that you lose. He doesn't care if he can do it. Right? He cares that you're arguing with him against homeowner assistance. Right? When Nancy Pelosi talks about we need $600, most people ain't watching CNN and ain't going. All you're doing is arguing against, or you're slowing down people getting their checks. You argue against any of these 4 executive orders as a Democrat, and I'm pinning you to the wall. Not me. I'm Trump. All I'm going to say is, I want to make sure that our people can stay in our homes.
I think at this point, people are pretty much on one side or the other.
Let me ask a question. No, but there's the other side.
He's a shyster. And the other people are like, he's the smartest man in the world.
I don't see that. I think that right now, I see senile Joe, who told us he was going to beat Joe Biden in the presidential race. I'm like, every time he talks, I'll be like, I know they be like, Jesus Christ. Is this thing on? Like, hey, can we cut his mic? Is there a way we can avoid these debates, please? Now imagine going into the debates, and the Democrats have stood up and fought against homeowner relief, have fought against the payroll tax deducts, etc.
I don't think they have to fight against it, because that's not what's going to happen. They're like, well, he can say he can do it, but if it happens, it happens. We're not,
I think so. He's going to say he's doing it. He's going to say, I did this for America as we went through this crisis.
Yeah, I don't know enough to really argue this well, because then it comes down to the Office of Budget and Management. If the money's there, it happens.
And
right?
Guess what? And therein is where I think people don't get it. I think That's all I'm saying. And I'm saying we see it every single day. And I feel like they just walk right into it. Like they just walk right into it. So who's going to fight these 4 executive orders? I'm going to say that I have provided homeowner assistance to renters and particularly our blacks and our Latino people. What have you got to lose? You've done better than me under any president, except for Lyndon Baines Johnson. And I'm just telling you. I who's gonna say no? He shouldn't. We don't want to give home student loan relief. I just think that the dude is.
I don't think voting is that easy. I could be wrong, but I don't think people just kind of like, oh, look at that, he gave me. I think people pretty much have an idea of what they think of him by this point.
Okay. Is he pandering?
I mean, I guess there has to be some swing
votes. There are swing votes. There has to be. There has to be. I'm undecided.
Yeah, of course he's pandering.
Shouldn't everybody be pandering? Is pandering a bad thing, really? Like,
yes, I've always thought, and it even goes back to some people I even like, that when you make all these outrageous claims that can't actually happen, that's not good for the system or the people.
But how about when you make? So I'm saying that some of these seem like they could happen. But
I
guess
everything he proposes won't happen.
But I'm asking, is pandering a bad thing? It's like somebody. I almost feel like, and I guess pandering is a bad word, but do people proposing things or passing laws to blatantly go after your vote, is that a wrong thing?
I think, this is my opinion, that the executive trying to force things when there's no way to pay for it is always a bad policy decision.
Okay. Well, we're gonna. I think that it's gonna be.
And eventually, it runs out. If it happens, it runs out soon because there was anything there.
Will it run out before November 4th? Mm-hmm. I guess that's really the question. Will it run out before November 4th? And I think I got a stinking suspicion it's going to be some signed checks coming in the mail right before, and then the post office is going to shut down. Hey, y'all, this is the Maze Jackson Show, and when we come back, we're going to wrap this bad boy up with a boat.
Yes. They're trying to close that post office like nobody's business. I don't know. There's a lot of angry black people, and
I think it's a lot of angry black people at the Democrats. I really
well, I hadn't finished. Oh, I think there's an awful lot of angry black people who are angry about the post office. I mean, there's a lot of people who are like, my mail's literally at the post office. They won't deliver it. I have to go pick it up.
Why won't they? Because of your riots? I would blame it on the riots and the fact that we can't
get...
The
post office blames it on they don't have enough staff because of COVID-19.
Okay, and the post office is not a profitable entity.
They do... Well, I don't know if they... But they run off of what they do.
No, they don't. They run on a deficit.
That's why they keep on raising stamps.
And they still never raise it enough. Because ain't nobody paying $2 for a fucking piece of mail when they could send it electronically, and now you got electronic signature. Yeah, I did sell socks out of the trunk, y'all.
Hey, man, if you run into me, I might have bought some of those socks. Socks I find is a true necessity.
Man.
My socks are always trying to escape. Where you going?
Man, y'all don't understand. I used to literally be like Tennille. Okay, I just sold enough to pay this payroll check. Tell them to come in, and they would come. Why am I getting paid in cash? Nigga, take your money.
Be happy. You got paid.
Yeah, it was hard, too. I mean, I remember it's just like, and there was no loans. There was no access. I mean, I literally ran every business that I had all my years with no bank loans.
You are talking about the black man's dilemma. You can't get a line of credit. You are live day by day, hand to mouth. That's no fun. That's why black people die early. Damn stress.
Tiger, you sent 5,000 stars. Man, Todd, I gotta do this one live on the air. Did you see Tiger Lily just sent us 5,000 stars? Look, we gonna get that video wall before it's over, y'all.
Okay.
It's gonna get that video wall. We gonna be upgrading every week, every day, every hour, because What's in It for the Black People Radio, it's not Black People Radio, it's What's in It for the Black People Media. And can I make sure y'all are clear? WBGX hosts the morning show. What's in it for the Black People Radio? Now, we're going to keep on eating up their time, but right now, What's in it for the Black People Media can be found on the Maze Jackson page. You can get I Said What I Said. We got Mike Brown coming. We got the Bigs coming. Don't forget, y'all. And then we got, I can't make the big announcement. The big announcement is coming. Plus, y'all, we got a midday show. Let me tell y'all what. I'm eating up everything. I'm eating up all the views. I'm eating up all the reach. I'm eating up everything. Come join this team because we taking it there. All right, Todd. We are close to the end of the show, man. I guess my question is, let me ask a question. Right now, in the state of where we are, if you were a betting man, you betting on Uncle Joe, you're betting on Donald Trump.
Oh, that's it?
Oh. I mean, it's only two options.
Yeah, I guess there's only two.
Kanye?
Oh, yeah.
Even though it's mathematically now impossible for him to win.
Oh,
who wins today? I mean, who wins if you're... Well, let me back up. Joe Biden's only up by 8 points. And that was last Sunday. I didn't see what he was up this week. I believe he's playing not to lose, not to win. He keeps I think he's doubled back on his vice president choice. I think he's really having concerns with that because them white women ain't no joke.
Yeah, but almost always you get a bump when you actually make the choice,
and then it falls down. And I'm with you on that. And I just think of this. I always think of George Bush, George W. Bush. Right about this time, we was like, "Oh, that fool is gone." Come on, they had a John Kerry. I mean, they swift boated John Kerry, bro.
Yeah, they.
I mean, what do you think?
But but John Kerry was not. He wasn't.
He wasn't Joe Biden.
He wasn't very dynamic.
Oh, and
no, Joe Biden actually, he's got.
He's dynamic, all right.
He's got charisma now. He may say something crazy.
He's got charisma combined with senility.
But he wouldn't be the first guy who
was seen out Reagan.
Oh yeah, well.
Second term though. This dude going in the first term like I'm going to beat Joe Biden. I mean, I'm just saying, you can't make this stuff up. I'm just saying, can you imagine him and Trump going at it, though?
But what makes this so great is Trump is such a polarizing figure that Joe Biden has some staunch support behind him. I'm taking Joe Biden if that's the question.
Okay. I think Joe Biden's black support is weak. I think Joe Biden's black support is... Well, let me back up. I think he's got some seniors. I don't even think Joe Biden's got... I would tell you that I think 25% of black men are not rocking with Joe Biden, period.
I think Trump loses the popular vote. The only question is, which states are they?
Right. Well, here's what we know. We know that if it's mail-in balloting, he's winning Florida. If it's mail-in balloting, he's win. Look at what are the secretaries of states in the places where he needs to win. Texas, Secretary of State, he win in Texas. He gonna go to
They always win Texas.
Well, they were saying it's changed up. Remember your boy? He got to make the changes because of Beto.
Oh, that Beto thing was but that was why he was running.
Okay, well, he won. So all I'm just saying, Todd, this is going to be a burn. And I think the incumbent president, the standing president,
a couple of years ago.
Man, I'm telling you, Texas. I might get a second home in Texas. Like once they get their quarantine lifted.
Yeah, you can live over there near Justin Bieber.
No. I don't want to live near Justin Bieber. I want to go live.
There's some other people out there.
Huh? Oh.
What's the difference in Texas and
Oklahoma?
Yeah,
cities
except
skyscrapers,
except a line.
All right. They got a basketball team in Oklahoma?
You know, they border each other.
That's great. I hear you. They border each other. Hey man, so does Israel and which one you want to be on? Hey y'all, this is the Mace Jackson Show. Right. They ain't looting in Texas because the posses would be out riding. Hey y'all, this is the Mace Jackson Show. I'm your host, Mace Jackson. Got my co-host, Todd Stroger. Miss Sonia Escobar. We are missing you, Ruthie Moore, so hurry back. Let me tell you, every single day we are asking the question, what's in it for the black people? Stay tuned, y'all. We got Ricky Hendon coming to the station. We got our afternoon show coming, the midday show. We got I Said What I Said, the Bigs. It's all going down right here. What's in it for the black people? Media. We taking the whole world over. Hey, you know what I was thinking we should do? Could we come up with our own version of the Jet Beauty? Like the Whiftable Beauty and all that good stuff? Why you gonna get in trouble? All right, y'all, this is the Mace Jackson Show. We gotta give up. Right, let's scholarships, internships, the whole thing. We want to give them a chance to explore. That's right. That's what I'm talking about. All right, y'all. We'll be back tomorrow. In case you look, I'm asking this. My name is Mace Jackson. I'm the host, asking every single day. What's in it for the black people?
I'm on the road to Washington.
What's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them. Yes, he probably is. Mace said, we out of here. Peace.
He better be giving something away free. I'll take it.
Yeah, I bet you would. And get you a job.
No,
you work in
I don't want no short-term jobs.
Well, okay. If he won,
what
if he won and said, "Hey Todd, I'd like you to take over housing and urban development"? But
no, I wouldn't take that. I don't know nothing.
Yeah, fuck out of here. You wouldn't take it. Neither did Ben. You got the whole goddamn country.
Yeah, but at least he.
No, then that's when you call the old man. And
he cut some kid's head open and saved his life. I can't even say I did that. That would be a tough one. Would I take it? I'd have to ask my wife. I guess.
Would you work for Trump?
Sure, you got to have somebody who was not crazy in the administration, right?
Yep.
Housing. I don't know nothing about housing. Jeez. So I want to go down in history as just being a fraud?
Wait a minute. We got 47,318 stars today.
That was a good day.
That's a really good day.
The right way.
Oh my God, Mike Brown hit us with 6,500 stars. Damn.
Thanks, Mike. I was listening to Mike. He was on Facebook Live yesterday.
All right, y'all. I'm going to wrap this up. I'm not going to do a post show today. Unless, Todd, you feel like you got something you want to get off your chest. I can give you the camera.
A couple of gray hairs.
Here you go. You can talk to him for a minute.
No, I just want to get rid of a couple of gray hairs off my chest. But other than that, no, I can't think of really anything. My house didn't flood. The lights didn't go off. It was a good day.
I really like that view. I saw that yesterday. Viewing yourself through the camera. Turn and look this way. Yeah, I really like that. I think that's cool. Like when you take a picture of a picture.
Oh, yeah. Norman Rockwell did that. That's a famous thing.
And then do like, if we had a camera that shot everything from that wall this way, so you can see all the screens. Right, and it's like one shot is like everything. Because quite frankly, like shit. In a minute, I'm going to put an Instagram camera and dang, I wonder, can we shoot to Instagram? We might not even need an Instagram camera. All right, y'all. I'm about to get out of here. I got to go because I got another meeting. Mike Brown, if you want to come do your show today, you are more than welcome to come on. What do we say, 12 to 1? If we want to do 12 to 1, you can do it. Just send it over and I'll run it. It's not a problem.